that's a lot better for that image. Hello, welcome to the Tuesday edition of Outliers in Exile. That is where you are right now. That is where we are. That is where I stay. That is where I live. In exile. Self-exile. The healthy kind. Speaking of health, I'm going to do a topic today and then I will drop the link and people can come up and talk. So what I did, I wanted to focus on things I can bring to that I know I can bring to the channel. While I wait for all of these magical collaborators and community people to show up, I still have to carry the channel. So it's better if I draw from my strengths. And the other day I went to the AI. This is, the AI. There's my collaborator. So I went to the AI and I gave it my top 5 strengths, I think, that I consider things I'm strongest at. And listening was one of them. Listening is a big one. I've always been a decent listener. And the key to listening, to me, I'll tell you a story. I had a mentor come to me a few years ago. She's in the mental health field here in Seattle. And she asked me if I would be interested in teaching a course or a workshop on how to listen, because that is a valuable skill in the peer community, in the peer profession. And I said, I would be glad to. Yeah, of course, sure. But, I'm not really sure how to teach that. I'm not doing anything conscious when I'm listening. I don't know if someone's not already listening, I don't know if I could teach them how to do it. I'll have to think about that and get back to you. And I have kind of been thinking about that off and on ever since. And the key to listening to me is the same key to watching your favorite movie or reading your favorite book or getting immersed in your favorite video game. You have to have an intense curiosity and a desire to listen, to know that person, to take in that information. And I have that. And remember, when I was doing the Blake readings, or the Fry readings on Blake, he talked about desire being kind of one of the cornerstones of human beingness, and that thought was a form of desire. You have to desire to follow where your thought leads you, and once you complete the track of the thought and you gain resolution or closure to whatever path you're thinking about now, like you get your question answered or you solve the puzzle, whatever, it's kind of similar to, it's the satisfaction of a desire. It's similar to an erotic satisfaction. And so you have to have a desire to listen. You have to want to listen in the first place. And you have to have a curiosity, or at least I guess there's other motivations. You have to have some motivation to listen. If you have no reason to listen, you're probably not going to put a lot of yourself into listening. I'll get to comments in a second. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I gave mine on stream last night. I don't have anything to apologize for, or I would have done it. But I'm open. Love and light. So what I did, I said, okay, let me focus on listening, because at least maybe can offer something there. So I went to my AI collaborator and I said, can you break down listening into, I don't know, a certain number of levels, and maybe summarize them for me from least skilled at listening to what would highly skilled listening look like? And that's exactly what it did. And it's pretty awesome if you ask me. So let's just go through the levels. Level 1 is what the AI calls passive hearing, autopilot listening. You're just taking in the sounds around you. You're not really listening. If somebody just asked you to repeat what somebody said, you probably couldn't do it. This isn't really listening, it's just hearing sounds. The listener is physically present but mentally elsewhere, like daydream listening or pretend listening. What it looks like, you nod occasionally. You don't retain the meaning of what they said. This is all stuff that we can observe on the panel. In fact, after it went through the levels, it offered to do a summary of the levels as they show up on a YouTube panel. So we're going to go through that too. You can interrupt with unrelated comments. My, do we see that here? We could make a drinking game out of this stuff. Often multitasking or daydreaming. So the goal or skill gap is to move from sound recognition to actual comprehension. So instead of, you're taking in sound like as a social cue, the cadence, the rhythm, the pitch, and then you're kind of like giving a nonverbal social cue back to keep the interaction going. But you're not actually taking in meaning. So the next step up would be taking in meaning, and that's the skill gap you have to cross to get to the next level, from sound to meaning. Okay, level 2 is selective listening, and that's where you filter for interest. You tune in to the parts that you're interested in hearing about. The listener tunes in only when something personally relevant or emotionally charged is said. It's interesting how people respond to emotion, even if they don't know the content. The emotion will catch their attention. Everything else is filtered out. What it looks like. You pick up on trigger words: me, money, job. In the panel verse, I don't know, it might be drama or a certain person's name or something like that. Um, you respond only when a topic intersects with whatever you're looking for in the conversation, one of your interests. And you can miss context or nuance, because if you're only responding to parts of the conversation and the parts that interest you, you may not have caught the larger context that was occurring in. Okay, and then the skill gap there to get to the next level is to listen for understanding, not just self-interest. So instead of just listening for the parts that catch your interest because they relate to you, you start trying to listen for what's around those and fit those into a larger layer of meaning. And that's the third level, which is responsive listening. And the AI calls this surface engagement. The listener engages with the speaker's words, but mostly prepares responses while they're talking. Oh, yeah, this is where you cue up the response. And I do this sometimes only because, especially on this channel and with the kind of people that come here, you don't know when you're going to get a chance to cut in. So I keep it queued, and I can queue several of them at once, so that when I finally do get a chance to cut in, they're already ready to go. So that's why I do it in the occasions that I do it on. The focus is on replying, but not understanding. You want to make sure that you give them a response so that they think you're listening deeply and that the conversation can continue. You nod, you paraphrase, you can lightly give advice or comment on what they're saying. You can finish their sentence. You can come across like you're helping, but also hijack the conversation in the process. And the skill gap there is to pause the internal dialogue, the meta conversation you have going on about what you're listening to, and just focus on the listening. Just take that when I'm listening, when I am locked into somebody listening, either on stream or like with a client or a customer, it is like you put in a 3D IMAX movie in a VR headset. I am so immersed in what they're saying. It's the most exciting thing in the world. People come out here and tell their stories. Oh my God. I'm like, every single part of my brain is just lit up. I am only taking in the data. All of the other stuff is suspended. Now, I might cut it with my little sassy comments and stuff, but that's part of the facilitation, I think, of the show. But I'm going to process what I listen later. when I'm really locked in and just deeply trying to take in a story or an account of something, I'm trying to just take in all the details and then I'll do the processing on it. So I don't try to I mean, I guess I do some processing in the moment, but for the most part, I de-emphasize that. I take my attention and I kind of tunnel it forward to take in as much of the story as possible. So the skill gap for that one, oh right, did I skip one? Oh right, to focus on what's being said before formulating a response. So instead of having a canned response, a pre-prepared response, you take in all of it and you listen and then you form a response related to what that person just said. And we saw that last night, or the lack of this. And this is my default. I think this is the norm. When I'm talking to someone, I think they're fully listening to me and focusing on what I'm saying, and then they're responding to that because that's what I'm doing with them. And when that doesn't happen, I get confused because I like if their response doesn't if they were listening like I was listening, their response doesn't match what I just said. So it's one of these other layers of listening. So level 4 is active listening, and this is like professional listening that people do. Like I would do this with clients, a therapist might do this kind of listening, a lawyer, a doctor. The listener is genuinely focused on understanding your meaning, both the content and the emotion behind it. So they're trying to get the whole picture, not only of your story, but of you. Because you're telling the story as part of an expression of yourself anyway. So it's a way of getting to know you, the whole person. So the context for the story becomes you, the individual. And what it looks like is you maintain eye contact, you're locked in, there's no interruption. You're like sitting there wrapped. You're just completely in, immersed in what they're saying. You're enchanted. You can paraphrase for clarity. And I do this a lot. If I don't understand something, I'll rephrase it. Oh, so in other words, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know about this part for me, but it says use verbal and nonverbal cues that show engagement. I think I do that, I guess. Or other people, I think they feel listened to when they come here. So the skill gap to cross to the next level there is tuning into that emotion and the subtext and not just the words. And I think this might be one of my barriers because I definitely am I'm very verbal. I'm not visual. Like if there's a poster and it has an image on it, like a picture of a cat hanging from a tree or something, and then there's text on it that says, "Don't worry, be happy." And initially see the poster, my brain is going to decode that text right away. And I'm going to see, don't worry, be happy. And then it will gradually put together that it's an image of a cat hanging on a tree. So my brain will process text and the verbal element way faster than the visual element. It takes a while for that to come into focus. And that's what I mean by I'm not visual. I'm more auditory and verbal. So for me, because that's my strength, that's what I focus on. All of this, the vibe part, this is the vibe part, y'all. So to get to the next level, which is empathic listening, although I still feel like I do this, I guess in my own way, because it's part of the peer counseling. I don't think you can be a peer counselor or an effective peer counselor without this kind of empathic listening. So let's see what that's about. But the skill gap to cross to get there is to tune into the emotion and subtext. And all of my subtext is referred from the verbal. I don't know how to pick up on subtext that's not in the verbalness. Number 5, empathic listening. The listener seeks to feel what the speaker feels. Okay. To understand the inner world being expressed, even if yes, I did. This is like this is my starting point actually. Because when somebody's talking, I am entering into their story and to them through their story. And I'm taking it all. I'm not just taking in the story details. I'm taking in, maybe it is a vibe thing, but it's an inner subjective vibe. there's a reciprocity to it, to me, and that could be my own distortion. But that's how I know I'm locked into a story, is when that starts happening. There's like this energy that passes between the listener and the teller, and it creates, I don't know, part of the energy or the ambiance of the storytelling experience. Because the storyteller just sitting there telling a story, like I often do, and the listeners are not listening or not interested or doing other things, that's not the storytelling experience. And if it's an audience sitting there listening to a bad storyteller, that's also not the storytelling experience. But when you have a really good storyteller and an audience that's prepared to receive a good story, you get this kind of energy that the AI is talking about. So to get to the next level, which is deep listening, listening beyond the words, you need to be able to develop that emotional attunement, I guess, that energetic connection with the story, the experience, maybe not the person themselves, but are the person. And being present with someone's experience without needing to alter it. Yes, yes. I take a documentarian approach. I want to understand the experience as it happened, or as they are presenting it to me as having happened. I'm not trying to put my own self into it or start envisioning how it should have happened or could have I'm trying to work with what they tell me is the experience. And I'm trying to understand their experience of it psychologically, particularly developmentally. How is it impacting their ability in the mental health field, it would be their ability to function. In my world, like the world of personal growth, it's how is it affecting their ability to grow or develop? Because you could be mentally healthy but stagnating. So I look for more like that growth potential. Are they trying to get to something higher or a better version of themselves? And how is what they are experiencing, or how is it what the, I guess, the inner process that this experience, how are they experiencing the experience? What does it mean for them, their internal world, in relation to meeting their goals or becoming what they want to be? And so, I mean, I guess for my purposes, I'm somehow doing this emotional attunement, but I feel like I'm just really, really bad at it, especially on the panel, because it's all the vibe stuff that I just don't care about. Because A, I expect adults to manage that themselves, and B, I don't pick up on it. I don't even know what people are reacting to. So let's hear about deep listening. This is where the listener tunes into what's beneath the words, the unspoken, the contradictions, the subtle emotional currents. Okay, I do this part. I'm good at catching when things don't match. Like, well, they just said this one thing, but then they said this thing that's slightly different than what they, that we need to resolve that before I can accept the story and move on. So I do that all the time. And the unspoken is kind of the implicit and the inferred, and I do that too. I try to like take what people are saying and try to figure out the larger frame that it's put into so that I can kind of move it along and get to the next level of context. So I guess I do kind of do some of this stuff, but again, it's all of the verbal parts that I'm doing it on. What it looks like is you're sensitive to pauses, hesitations, or emotional shifts. I do sometimes feel these emotional shifts, or at least I'm aware of them. I don't necessarily feel them in myself, but I'm aware when a vibe has shifted. I just have no idea what just happened or made it shift. Here's not only what's said, but what's not said, what's avoided, what's hidden. I do listen for that stuff, and I do try to bring it out. And you respond with resonance and spacious silence when needed. I do that a lot too. I had a mentor tell me one time that He was a therapist. I do not do therapy. Um, he said, really, when you break it down, it's listening deeply and speaking, responding from the heart. And I said, yeah, that's what I do in my work too. That's pretty much what I do. And sometimes that responding from the heart is you don't have anything to say. You just have no response. So to fake one just so they have something verbal to like a verbal reaction to their story is not responding from the heart. So when I'm aware that I really don't have a response, maybe the story was so powerful, I just no response is the best response. Kind of like when somebody's performance is so good at the opera or the theater or something that the audience it's dead silent. There's no clapping whatsoever. That's like the super clap. That's the clap beyond what your hands are capable of doing. And so if you were that powerful of a performer that there's dead silence after your performance, it doesn't mean you sucked. It means you've just reached the heights. So sometimes it could be something like that. Like the best response from the heart is genuine silence because that's what you're feeling right now. And sometimes I just have nothing to say because I don't have anything from my experience to relate to it. So I just take it in and accept it and I add it to my knowledge of the person. Because everything people tell you just builds your picture of them. So this is like long game listening. It's not transactional listening. We've moved beyond that. It's not listening for what do you need from me in the moment or what can I get from you in the moment. It's over time listening. It's the kind of listening where this person's going to be in your life for a while or you intend them to be in your life for a while and you would like to have them as part of community. So when you're listening to them, you're taking in extra things that's going to build a knowledge of them over time and hopefully a trust. And then the final level, and this is something I hope all of us can kind of aim for on this channel, is called transformative listening. Generative presence. At this highest level, listening becomes a healing act. I love it already. The listener's presence creates space for the speaker to hear themselves more clearly. The exchange transforms both. Oh my God, this happens all the time. Because I work in empowerment, I've discovered over the years that one of the most empowering things you can do for a person is listening. There's a certain way of listening that empowers the person being listened to. It allows their authentic voice to come out. Sometimes for the first time, they may just now be getting a taste of it. It allows them to kind of become aware of their own power and potential and disempowerment, like self disempowerment. And so through listening, listening is not just sitting there taking in words. Through a certain type of listening, and this is what I don't know how to teach. There's nothing concrete about it. I can't point to moving parts and say, change this, do this, make this better, do this differently. But there's a certain way you can listen where the person begins to come in touch with their own power. And I've empowered many people through listening. I did it in the classroom with kids. I definitely did it in the psych institutions that I worked in and the peer work that I do. And I try to do it on this channel. So what transformative listening looks like is the listener is fully grounded, their ego is quiet, their attention is wide open. That's another thing. I'm not involved in their stories. My ego is far removed from their stories. So I can work with just the focus on them and the attention. I'm not I can be the detached observer. The speaker begins to self-reflect, to integrate, and to find insight. This does happen on here. It's not something to even aim for. It's something I have seen happen on here. We are already doing this. This could be one of those things that makes our channel unique, like has something unique to offer. And the moment feels alive, it feels safe, and sometimes sacred. Wow. This goes along perfectly with what I've been doing like the last couple of weeks, the same direction. Thank you, AI. And the goal, there's no next level. So the goal after this is to just sustain that level through, catch this, humility. I'm trying, y'all. I really, really am trying. Self awareness, I think you can always use more of that. So I'm not going to assume, oh, I have that. I'm always open to more of it. And emotional availability, I'm working on that. I can't guarantee that I have that. I think my light bulb is out. So he's going to tailor the post specifically to what happens on YouTube. And we're going to go over that briefly next. But I'm going to catch up on comments. 90%. So you're listening for the gap. And I do that too, but while I'm listening for the gap, I'm like listening. I can watch the movie the whole time. And the gap's gonna get there at some point. And then do you have your response queued up from earlier and you just wait? Okay, not laws, you're laid it on a little thick there, even for you. Hey, Track, what's up? I was thinking about you the other day. Oh my God, you're right. How powerful. Hello, Mike. Salut. See, y'all. Hang on. This really bothers you. That Nazi thing bothered you too. Um, y'all know they have transcripts now at the bottom of these streams. You can pull up the transcript, and the AI types out the actual words that were said on the panel. So y'all can go to that part of the stream and read the transcript. You can cut it and paste it in the chat. You don't even have to show me a clip where I said people should not expect food in a concentration camp. I probably did say something like, oh, entitled, if you're in a concentration camp, I would not expect, like, I would not automatically think that I'm guaranteed to have food. They may very well decide to withhold food from me in a concentration camp. So y'all want to spin it your little way to have the picture of me that you try to paint. So go ahead and do that. Have fun with it. Be creative. Um, in abuse, wait, abuse in sorts. Well, Track, I hope you come up tonight because I want to hear more about this. Chuck, you get your ass up here too. Because I know where you've been hanging out. Are you drained? Did you come to get energized tonight? Oh, and good, perfect. I'll probably have a lot of drama built up to send over to you. Joey is streaming later tonight, so if drama, we had a little bit last night, and I told him to save it for you. I said take that to Joey's. Okay, well you'll have to. I have to put my glasses on because I'm still not seeing them. All right, back to the AI. This is about the panel verse or the YouTube verse. All right, let's. It said live stream panels, the coaching work I do at the community building effort, and they all revolve around conversation, connection, and meaning making. But the kind of listening that works best changes with the setting and role. So here's the same 7-level framework, but mapped onto the YouTube channel. Okay, this is level 1. Someone's technically there, but they're not tuned in. They glance at the chat, they scroll their phone, they work on projects of their computer, they're turned to the side, they miss key points. When they talk, sometimes it's not even related to the topic. Those are the distracted. They're on the panel to be on a panel. They either want to have an audience or they just want to be around other people. And a panel's a good way to have both. But they're kind of body doubling. And on my channel, I do not mind if people use my panel as a body double. Body doubling comes from the autism world and or the ADHD world, and a lot of people find it helpful to be able to get started and complete projects if they can work on them silently with another human being present. So they'll meet on Discord or Zoom or now you can meet on YouTube, and they'll just kind of hang out together but just work on projects. And it helps them like psychologically and maybe even neurologically get their project done in a way they would not if they had to sit in their room by themselves and try to do it. So that's the body doubling. And we even have a channel in our Discord where you can request a body double. If you have something you want to work on and you want someone to sit in Discord with you while you do it and talk or just sit there and watch YouTube or something, um, you can put in a request and then somebody can volunteer and say, "Yeah, I have time. I'll hang out with you." All right. Number two is selective listening. The panelists jump in when the topic hits something that they care about, but they tune out when others are talking about other things. Oh my God, I see this all the time. This is actually, I would call this the panel norm. Because there's so many different types of conversations that this channel draws, some people come here for their type, but if it's not happening, they're willing to just kind of sit until their type shows up. And so this is a multi-purpose channel, and that's part of the challenges of running a channel like this. Is it's not just one thing, and I constantly have to figure out what it has to be for where I want it to go at that moment. Um, the level three is the responsive listening. A guest will jump in too fast with, "Oh yeah, that happened to me too," and shifts the focus. It's connection by substitution. I love that. Connection by substitution. Is connection happening in that case? Or is it just a pivot? Oh, wait, I forgot the growth edges. So the growth edge for the first level, where you're just on panel, but just to kind of body double, not to really pay attention to the panel, is to encourage presence, to try to show up. Put the computer away, put the phone away, just try to at least be on the panel and have your attention focused on the panel. And they're saying that the panel owner can make the space smaller, both physically and psychologically, so that the person has to show it. They have to put the phone down and pay attention. So maybe I need to figure out how to do that. The growth edge for the second level, which is the selective listening, is to model curiosity. Oh, I guess this is advice for me. Model curiosity and reward questions more than state. Yeah, I do this already. If someone asks a question, I always try to make sure they get their question answered before chit chat happens. Like I prioritize questions over chit chat. And I definitely model curiosity because I'm genuinely nosy. I'm not faking any of this. I genuinely have to know everything about everything. My mind just will not be satisfied. That's that desire. I have a really horny mind, and it has to know everything. Um, the growth edge for the people who connect by substitution. Let's highlight this one because there's a lot of this. Is to pause before responding, and people do this and they still substitute. It's connection. It's connection by substitution after pausing. Let the moment breathe. Let their story land before you add yours. I don't have to say any more. We're just going to leave that one there. All right, level 4, the active listening. You start recapping what someone said to clarify or build on it, and this deepens collective understanding. The discussion starts to move somewhere. Yes, this is how I know we have an actual conversation and it's going to go somewhere. And so for the next however many minutes, I need to prepare the space for a conversation. Now we need to move the chairs against the wall. A conversation is happening. The chit chat is going to have to wait. And the way I know this is because there's kind of this call and response that happens. Oh, you went to that place? Well, I was there and we did this thing and I saw this. Oh yeah, do you remember? And then we have that energy, that reciprocity going now. Something's going to grow from this. It's like a fire starting from the little sparks, the flint. And the growth edge on this is to practice reflection over reaction to summarize before responding. But sometimes, especially on a channel like this with the neurodivergence and stuff, we just have to take it and run. We don't have time to always like put a period on everything and then pick up nicely. Sometimes we have so much, we're reacting so fast, we have so much to get out. We just have to keep throwing it back and forth until it's all out. Number five, the empathic listening. This is, I think we've reached the levels where I said I'm trying to get the channel to go. And I think this is the kind of conversations, the one it's starting to describe now, that I want to have more and more of on here, or at least try to make a space where these kind of conversations can happen more often. You pick up on the emotion beneath someone's words, tension, sadness, pride, and you name it gently. Y'all don't have to be gentle. Sounds like that really stuck with you. The conversation suddenly feels real. I think this happens sometimes on here, and I think a lot of people are more like way better at it than I am. Deep list. Oh, the growth edge is to be comfortable in emotional silence. Validation doesn't require solving. Yes, I think we do this here. I think people can come here and have really big, deep, intense emotions or share really deep, intense trauma. And the panel knows how to kind of just sit with that. It's okay. It's fine. It's humans go through stuff like that. That kind of thing. So I think we're good at this too. And again, that's another one of those edges I think this channel can have out there in YouTube. Like this is social Darwinism. Every channel is in competition. And I want my channel to be something good, and I want to load it up with all of the unique strengths that it can offer that I can find. And I think we might have uncovered a couple tonight. Okay, the deep listening, what's not being said. You catch subtle shifts, tone drops, the pace slows, energy tightens, and you ask, I sense there's more behind that. Oh, I do this all the time. Do you want to go there? Yeah, we go there over here. That's where truth emerges. I do this all the time. If there's one thing I know how to do, it's dig. I know when there's a story there. And I usually pull it out if the person wants. And they usually want to. Like, people are usually wanting to tell this deep stuff. And I think it in the right setting, it helps often to have it come out. Okay, the growth edge here is trust in your intuition. Oh my God. I could do a whole topic on this because a lot of this started when I went against my intuition, and I did do a stream sort of on it. So to stop doing that and start going with that initial thing that I end up not trusting in the first place. Okay, I get it. I don't know if I'll try to figure out a way to stop. The best listening here is embodied, not cognitive. I love that. Yes. You're listening with your whole self. You're listening with your body. It's not just your brain processing verbal information. It is like one whole human listening to another whole human. And you get the full experience, the connection, the data, the story, the larger context over time. And number 7, this transformative listening that I'm shooting for, you helped me hear myself. You are so present that your listening itself draws out insight in others. That's what I was talking about earlier, how you empower through listening. The conversation transcends debate and becomes revelation. The room feels alive. This has happened here. It's happened on other panels. This happens on YouTube. And if this is a good thing, if this is transformation, I don't know that I've seen a lot of transformation from it, but I know that I've seen this happen. So I guess the key is trying to figure out how to move it to transformation when it does happen. But if this is a good thing, if this is the highest level, YouTube does this. We do, like these channels do this. And the growth edge is to protect the space with humility. You can't force this level. You can only cultivate the conditions for it. All right, I want to show you one more thing, and then I have something to say about the shadow, and I'll drop the link. Look what else the AI made for me. This little infographic, Outliers Community Edition. Look. If anyone wants this, I'll probably post it on the community page, and then if anybody wants this, I can send it to them. And I'll put it in the Discord. All right. I'm going to do comments, and then I have a little bit of a monologue to do, and I'll drop the link. All right, let's see. People watch panels and don't watch. Yeah. Yeah, but did you catch the part where he like divided listening into 7 levels, and then it described each level, how the listening changed and got deeper and more expansive? You might have, like, if that's all you got out of it, I think you missed a lot. The listening, the reading. Well, I guess not laws is no match for the AI. Um, I didn't see it that way, but then I'm not a Hegelian. Yes, but okay, it's more complex than that because that basal ganglia is chock full of information. So I don't necessarily want to not listen to it. I don't want to avoid it or not listen to it. I just need to like not have it steer the ship. I need to get everything it's trying to tell me. Usually it's warning or desire, like something it wants, knows that it wants, or maybe it knows it because it's good for me, and I don't know, like I need to follow it. So I need to be able to listen to it. But the prefrontal cortex is the one that ultimately needs to make the choice of what to do with that information. Yes, and that's the beast. That's what I'm about to talk about, actually. The shadow. Y'all know I've been wrestling with my shadow, trying to bring in the light, and I said every time I try to empower from the light, the shadow becomes more powerful. Like every time I move to the light, the shadow becomes stronger. Well, I've decided, fuck all that. I have the shadow. It's me. I own. Everybody casts the shadow. You can't not walk in the sun and not have a shadow around you somewhere. So I have a shadow. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna accept it. Maybe not embrace it, but I'm gonna accept it. I'm not gonna stress over it. I can be mean. I can be a bully. I can be an asshole. I can be a bitch. I can be aggressive. I'm very domineering. I can be bossy. I can be a tyrant. I can be hard to work with, difficult. I can be all of that. And you know what? This is an unsafe space. You taking a risk when you come here, you might experience some of that. And you know, that's just my shadow. It's there. I'm transparent about it. It's part of me. I'm also a Satanist. So for a Satanist, that's pretty mild. All that stuff I just said, that's pretty mild. Y'all lucky y'all got me as a Satanist. So there we go. That's the shadow. The wrestling match is over. Ta-da, ta-da. We wrestle to a standstill, and this is both of our, where he go, I go. And I need to build something that the shadow has a home there too, as long as it stays in the lines. I can't split myself in two and have this big cosmic war within the psyche. I need wholeness and resolution so I can move forward. Oh, IFS, yes. I've worked with that. Not in the leadership context, so I should check that out. You're absolutely right. Oh no. No, we're moving away from the antlers, and here's why. I want to be taken more seriously by a larger crowd. And in the panel verse, I think people took me more seriously with the antlers. So they worked. But I don't know. It's just, I guess it's a way of signaling some kind of shift. We're also going to do all kind of little upgrades too. We're building. We're building. Every time you come back, there should be a little more added or going on, either content wise or like tech, graphic wise, the flair. Um, oh, drop the link and do the panel. All right, there y'all go. Come on up. All right, not laws. You wanted to talk about something? Let me get it pinned. All right. Okay, track. Well, that sounds good. Please do. I'd love to catch up. Kind of put you off, but actually, I do have the antlers of light. I could switch to. They're not very convenient to have on with the headphones. All right, let's give it up for our very own. He always brings just the right vibe, Mr. Untrackable. I'm glad you found your way to us.
Hey, always good to see you.
You as well. Oh, okay. So in other words, it was just a troll. All right. I,
Wait,
I should have figured. What's up?
no, I made a comment, and you made a comment about my comment about
Yes.
the.
Let me go back to it. Something about abuse. Signing up for abuse. Did you mean
Yeah.
at work?
Well, just imagine, you sign up for an educational process, but that educational process requires you to endure um, quite a lot that you're not used to. Um, I'm going to go ahead and say it's like I was in the military, and I had to wear their underwear. I had to wear
Oh.
their socks. I had to wear their uniform. I had to wear it the way that they wanted me to wear it. I had to pack it the way that they wanted me to pack it. And if I did not, they, had the free ability to teach me how to do it their way. So every failure came with a restart, if you will. Just imagine having you didn't do a 45-degree corner on folding your bed. So they would turn your entire bed upside down. Um,
What?
hey, I, they didn't touch me. They didn't hurt me, but they made me rebuild the bed.
Well, how long
Uh,
did it take you to like finally get it perfect so that that never happened again?
well, quite honestly, I didn't even have to go through all that because there were so many of us that you kind of help get it right. You may have seen a couple get it wrong, but then during time we helped each other make sure that everybody's was at least the same, even if it wasn't right. Um, what
But that's
they
what they
go?
need soldiers to be, like in a battle. That's what you want.
Oh, okay, but what would you feel like if you didn't fold your bed right,
That's
or if
why I
your
can't go in the
or if your
military.
buddy or if the guy across the room did not fold his bed right, and next thing you know, they throw everybody's beds across the room and make you put it back together?
They throw other people's beds too.
But do you understand that is an educational process that you signed up for? So if throwing somebody's bed across the room because you're wrong, some people would call that, well, that's kind of abusive. But not only did you learn, but because your bed got tossed across the room, but everybody in that room, I'm talking about 70 dudes, we all learned the exact same lesson. Not just how to fold your bed, but don't let your buddy be wrong either. So that's the type of, when I made that comment down there. Did you sign up for abuse for education? Because it's different than like domestic abuse. Whereas like, hey, he loves me, but I
He
didn't
loves me so much, he got me this black eye.
yeah, I didn't have dinner ready when he came home, but I came with arms wide open, and next thing you know, it's like he wanted something different, or I made the wrong meal, and then he punched me in the face. You know, it's way different. You need to know what you sign up for, but at
Well,
the
I
same
know,
time,
I do know. That's why I can't be
learn.
in the military. I can't. I know I cannot have people screaming in my face over stupid little stuff like that. I already know that about myself. So that's not abuse I could ever sign up for.
But
And
some
the
people
people that
see,
do it, I'm serious when I say thank you for your service because you are going above and beyond
but
what I
some
even I
people,
could do.
some people say, "Hey, put me through this because I need to learn this lesson." And some people say, I again, like you just
They'd
said,
have to
I
be really
won't,
hot.
I won't do that. But you know, what if it was on a smaller factor, like a relationship factor? It's like, um, yeah, I'm pretty, but he makes $1 million a year, and but he puts his hands on me. It's like, oh well, are you really getting an education, or are you just putting up with some shit?
Oh my God, you make a great point because I spent 2 months with that psychopath, and that was one of the most accelerated educations I've ever had in my life. I think I learned more from that short period from just seeing how awful a person could be than any kind of school. We
So,
have
so I
somebody in the back, but now like they can just go get all that from what's his name, Paul Unslave for free. He does the same thing.
welcome your next guest if you have one.
I'll let him welcome himself. He has the people to spare.
Salute.
Salute, lady.
Salute, Jeff, and on track.
What brings you here?
The two of yous.
Oh, oh, I'm a you. Thank you. I'm flattered.
The two Utes. What is a Ute? Hey, Jeff, is that a money tree behind you?
It is. And I actually made some yesterday. I got a few super chats.
Good for you.
So
I
thank
have a
you.
money tree.
Does it work? You have
I
a
was
bunch of silver, huh?
I was given a money tree 2013, and now it's 7 feet tall. There's no joke to it. It's. I have the same tree. It starts small like that, but over the years, so it's like what, 12 years. The thing is like almost to the ceiling here.
Y'all keep talking. I have to do some social media real quick. Well, what's
Vinny,
up? Well, what's up with you, Vinny? Check in
Nothing
with
much. You
us.
know what? I'm enjoying this beautiful weather. You know, sometimes I don't get too aroused. I blow leaves, so I do a lot of blowing this time of year. So a lot of leaf blowing going on. And but what I do is I put it in a certain way. And sometimes I don't use the blower. I'll use the hose, right? Just to clear out a little spot, right? So there's a complete line down from where all the leaves are, to my front door. So by around the front door, so you don't track the leaves and shit in your house and whatnot, right? So, but when I wet down with the hose, you could work the leaves and you could shape them out. But boy, the smell of wet leaves this time of year, it's better than any fucking fragrance, Febreze, anything.
Wha- Well, we let's add that to the merch list. We'll have to think of a name.
Yeah, wet. You know what? That's what Febreze
Wet and
should do. Give
leafy.
us a wet leaf scent. Wet leaves in a can. Wet leaves in a can.
So I hope so. Yes, yes. Every single vet. I'm not kidding. I yes, I've done a few streams on vets and how undersupported that I think that they are.
So Jeff, if the money tree, you see if it's starting to sprout a little, just be conscious enough to make sure you give it a little bit more of an oversized pot. And they love the windage.
Well,
So
it's in this. It's all one
yeah,
thing. It's like glued in. It's
yeah.
moss and little
See,
stuff. So
mine got
I
7 feet.
can't really do anything with the pot.
Well, keep it by. They like sunlight, so
Oh, they do.
I started mine like on the
Well, they're in
floor.
Washington State.
All right, well, by the window. But what it'll do, like mine, it'll do that twisty turny, like bambooish kind of. It looks like twisted rope. So it's one shoot off, maybe about 2 feet, and then it goes all the way to the top. But in between, it's just that bamboo twistiness. So even though it's like 7 feet tall, it just has one shoot off, maybe about 3 feet up, and then the rest of the shoot is just the top of what yours looks like. So it's pretty cool. But I give it an oversized pot
Wait,
because
how tall is it? You said?
7 feet.
Oh, it's one of those big ones. I've seen
But
those.
it's what I'm saying is that it started just like yours, and
That grew 7 feet.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Are you
well, I
listening? You
thought
did
I
a
was
whole
getting a
segment
little
about people
plant that I
listening.
could
Are you
just keep.
listening to me? Or are you? What are you doing? Were you one of those numbers? Are you? What is it? What are you? Selective listening. That's what it was. Number
Yeah, well, I
four.
said I was doing like to
I'm
y'all
busting
talk
your
that I need
balls.
to do something in the
I'm
background. I
busting
said
your
that,
balls.
so
Yes, mine started
I was
just like
fully
yours,
transparent about it.
and I kept it by the window. But what I did was I learned that it likes an oversized pot. So the roots want to go, but there's not a lot of shoots to it. But if you see it giving a little bit more shoot, it just wants to stretch up, and they'll go twisty, and it'll look nice.
Oh, like shoots from the top.
Yeah, you see how it's
Starts.
twisting at
It
the
kind of
base,
is. I see some green coming through.
but the base of the bark, where it's in the soil. See how it twists? That's how it's going to look. Goes all the way up. Maybe you'll get one. I only have one offshoot, maybe 3 feet up, and then the rest is all on the top. And it just looks like a twisty rope all the way up to the ceiling, except the ceiling
The
part.
whole seven
Yeah,
feet.
yeah. It looks like a pole.
Oh,
Yeah. So just make sure you give it a little bit more bigger of a pot. But mine is successful because I keep it by the window. And I started it on the floor, so it wasn't like I got to put it in the sun. So I started it on the floor. But I've had a lot of good luck since I've had one, so I'm glad to see you have it.
oh, so it worked. That's what I was worried. Like, I hope it
Yes, it
works because
worked.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
have to bring it back.
It's successful. I just said it was successful.
Okay. Well, like I said, I did get super chats. So
That's good.
Maybe I need to shake. Do I have to shake it every day to get it to work? Shake out the money.
Hey, listen, shake your money maker, will you?
Yeah.
Salute Untrackable.
Yes, always good to see you, Vinny.
Same here.
Vinny, were you in the military?
No, I was in the police department.
Was it similar, like where they try to
Yeah, they
break
call
you
police
down? And
departments like paramilitary organizations. At least I didn't have to wear their underwear though on track. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
Do I
fair.
put the microphone on? Never mind. I'm
No,
joking with you
no,
two.
it's very fair. Because from what I understand, the police department was meant to control uh what is it, like civil disobedience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh crimes being committed within our country, whereas military were sent to I never was, so I will never claim to be, but you know, we're going to fuck other shit up, and
Right.
it's you know it's hard for people to go someplace with an objective, with a bunch of different rules, and to treat people so inhumanely because it's like, hey, if I want to see what's inside your house, I'm gonna see what's inside your house, and if you don't let me, um, your whole family might die. Whereas on the state side, it's like, hey, I'm gonna knock, but if you don't answer, that's fine. You
is it
know,
because it's war, or is it always like that, even in peacetime over there?
well, I mean, Vinny has his side of things. And again, I was a cook, man. I was, I wasn't even over there doing that. But when somebody says, "Hey, that's the door we're going
Because
through
they
that
have
door."
a, they're not like randomly kicking in people's doors. They're doing it because it's advances their strategic goal for
It
some reason.
on the military side, if they say clear this block, you're clearing that block.
Do you trust them? Like that the
Hmm.
block needs to be cleared?
It at that point, it really that's what happens.
You know, on track when
Whereas
you're talking about the, I'm sorry, when you're talking about, they issue you all the uniforms and all that stuff. I was always thinking of ways of how to make it comfortable. You know, in the police department in New York, forget it. It's the most uncomfortable fucking uniform I think there's ever existed out there. And I've always had ways and thoughts of, gee, I could, this could be improved. That could be improved. We don't need this. This could be, I mean, it's just so stupid. The stupid hats. It just all needs a nice revamp. But I always said, as an employee of any employee, you want to be comfortable. you know, I mean, right down to the underwear they issued you or whatever. That's what I said. Thank God I wear my own underwear.
you know, even that makes sense because for for the things that they send the military to do, it's like, okay, you definitely need cargo pants, you need body armor, you need you know ammunition, and you need a gun, uh, and you definitely need boots and stuff like that. But you look at a police officer and he's damn near wearing a suit and tie. But they almost expect them to do the exact same thing. It's like, hey,
A
look
lot of
look at
places
me
have it
in
militarized
my
now.
suit and tie. But you know,
Yeah.
I don't care. We see these things, these state troopers, and they got their button ups and their shirts tucked in and their nice belt and their fancy hats. And hey, I pulled you over because you were going 90 and a 60. It's like, But when it comes down to violence, um, you know, it doesn't take much of a civilian to take down a super trooper. But the fact is that they've already called in your plates. They've already put their fingerprints on your thing. So sad for the trooper, but now everybody in America is looking for you. Whereas as a soldier, we're gonna put you in a bunch of dusty ass shit, and you're gonna go kick in every door, and anybody that gives you any pushback, you just fucking kill them. That just that just is what it turned out to be.
Yeah, you know.
And it,
I'm
I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
sorry,
No, I'm sorry.
it's just what it turned out to be, and it's no different in recent years than it has been in previous years.
So if the people cooperated, then they got to live. It was just
Uh,
the ones that were resisting.
I mean, they could hope that
I
they
mean,
were
that's what the
just
orders were. You would think it would be mostly carried out that way.
um,
Maybe
y-
completely
y-
carried out that way. It would be
you
weird
could
to like shoot someone that was cooperating.
you could hope that you won't have to deal with this person again.
To me,
Or
the vest,
but
untrackable, the bulletproof vest. I would always. I mean, you got in trouble if you got caught not wearing it, but I always prefer. I would rather not wear it, just for the comfortable aspect of doing the job. It was just, just a ridiculous, outdated kind of body armor technology. It was like literally wearing a fucking like a baking sheet on your, like you look like a square. Vinny is a square chest.
And the party continues.
Yep. Salute, gentlemen. How
Are
y'all
you in the
doing?
dark again?
Salute, Phil.
I'm in the dark. I'm in the dark. How y'all doing?
hey, salute, Phil. You probably have more knowledge on these certain things than I do because
Uh, yeah.
I
I mean,
wore a
I've been hearing you guys for a while, so I'm trying to chime in. So go ahead, continue the fire track. Go ahead.
yeah I wore a lily white uniform, and I served eggs. So the I would do training, and we would put all this stuff on, flak vests and gas masks and all this stuff, but none of it had anything to do with my job. So maybe you could chime in with what you wear and why you wear it, and also, what you were sent to do.
Well, on track during 9/11, we didn't have any gas masks, so that was an add-on to our belts. Maybe like a year later down the road, but responding to anything with 9/11, the police department, unlike maybe the firemen, I'm not too sure, I can't speak on that, but a lot of us were down there for like a week with nothing on our face. Nothing.
Well, I didn't ask you anything, Vinny.
Oh, damn.
That was that listening. I bet we could map that onto one of those layers.
Personally, I mean, I was just trying to chat earlier about military. I feel like we all joined for different reasons. We didn't join to like get this shield or get this camaraderie or get this people like love us. We just joined because I joined because I needed leadership in my life. When I joined the military, I needed leadership. I needed to be like I was ready to work, ready to do shit, but I didn't have no one to lead me to right
Oh, you
direction.
needed
So,
leadership for yourself.
yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I think a
So
lot of men need that. And
I
if
was
we don't
19
get
years
that, we
old.
spend our
I
lives
didn't
looking
know
for it.
shit. I didn't know shit, and I'm so glad that I joined because I mean, for me, it was either death or jail was my other option. So joining the military, it taught me so much more shit that I needed to learn in life that to this day I use. I mean, track, there's shit you learn in a goddamn chow hall, bro, making your bullshit that to this day affects you and helps you where you at. So it doesn't matter what the fuck you did in the military. We were all taught different things We were trained to be professionals, do our goddamn job. Our jobs are all essential. They're all important, and we're all part of the goddamn chain. If you don't do your goddamn job, the bike can't cycle, the train can't move, the tank can't
Damn,
fucking shoot.
you good.
You know what
That
I'm saying?
leadership wore off.
No, it didn't.
No, I mean it wore off on you.
Oh, I got you. I mean, I got where you're coming from, but I mean,
Yeah,
in my
that
in
was
my
good.
life, in my life, like we were trained. You were trained without understanding that you're being trained to be this
Hmm.
person, but you're not being brainwashed. People
Yeah.
call it being brainwashed a lot, and to me, it's not being brainwashed. It's like you're a young kid that doesn't know a goddamn shit about life, and now you join the military and you volunteer your life to an oath when you raise your goddamn hand to die for this country, and you know that you can die for this country at any moment, and knowing that instills in a sense of responsibility in your own life and to people around you. Instead of becoming a dad or becoming a fucking a grandfather, I related to because like the pressure of responsibilities that you owe to the country in this sense versus a family. It's the same concept. Like you just you earn it, you take it in, and you accept it, and it makes you proud that you're doing what the fuck you're doing. If it's bringing goddamn water somewhere, if it's feeding somebody, if it's driving a goddamn Motor T 5-ton truck LVS down the goddamn road with equipment, we're all important in every goddamn way. So the military taught me that as a team, we're only as strong as our weakest link. That's what I've learned in my life.
Ooh, that's
So anywhere you
profound.
go, any job you have, your weakest link will make you weak. Like it'll make you fucking bad. It'll make you fucking down. Like either you can pump him up to make him better, or you cut out the goddamn slack. It's very simple. And because of that, I've learned that where I'm very.
Did he cut out, or is it me?
Is that me?
Well,
Oh,
it,
yeah, yeah. You said you're very something, and it went silent.
but it makes sense. Like you don't just leave that slack behind. You snatch
Yeah,
them up. You snatch them up by the collar, and you'll be like, "Hey, if you're the weakest link, you're gonna stand right next to me."
you goddamn right, bro.
But that's what makes them weak. They don't stay in one place. Like you
Yeah,
can't
but
rely
listen,
on them to
but like,
stand
okay,
next to you.
okay, but listen, but Jen, like in this metaphor, if we're in a goddamn foxhole and you're fucking weak, I gotta pick you up to make sure that we both live. If that makes sense. So it's a team effort. Like when if I
Because
go
you
into a
won't
job,
survive without the weak link yourself.
we'll probably die. We have a weak link, essentially.
Right. That's
Like
why I
the
said
weak,
just leave them.
yeah, no, don't leave him. Like most of the guys don't need to be left.
I mean,
Like
if he's
most of
going to
us,
put you at risk, you're taking a risk.
I
He's
understand,
causing an unnecessary risk to you.
but listen, but most of us in life, that's how we are. That's who we are. We're the guys in the bottom that don't know shit. Everyone's leaving us to the goddamn shit. They don't care about us. And we need somebody to pick the fuck up. Hey, you know what, bro? We got you, dog. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna make you part of this goddamn crew. And then you get some kind of goddamn leadership. Like, oh, you know what? I'm part of something important. And we're part
Yeah,
of a
but that
crew. And
doesn't
then you learn.
always.
And then you learn to build
Yeah.
yourself up. And then when you're 40 years old, you have that leadership skills that you didn't have when you were 20 years old, 19 years old, because you were a goddamn bum. You didn't know shit. It's the truth talk. You don't know shit when you're 18 years old. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you are, what money you got, what the fuck you own. You don't know shit when you're 18 years old.
You know,
You need
Nibs is
leadership.
wondering if you serve with the same people you did your basic with.
no, you don't.
No, I didn't, but you know what? I only saw two guys out of my whole platoon in my career in the Marine Corps after I did boot camp. And I saw them in two different goddamn units. I saw one in North Carolina and I saw one in Japan. Not even in the same platoon. I just happened to run into them one guy I saw in a goddamn bar, to be honest. He was at a bar on another base, but we're in the same place. So you don't follow your units unless you're like a buddy program or something like that. But I didn't do that, so I'm not sure how it works out.
But you know, I'm kind of going through this right now. Is that I've been doing something for 10 years, and I told you, Jeff, before, like I lost 2 teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Both got fired at the same time. So that throws a
That
wrench
just
in the
sucks, dude.
system
That sucks.
of rotation. And
Yeah.
now I have to bring up the next class. And I can teach you processes and procedures, orders of operation, things like that. But I can't teach you muscle memory. I can't teach you perception.
Or
I
accountability.
can't.
Accountability.
Hold on. I can't teach you your observational angles. What do you call it? The I can't teach you vision. I can
Aren't they
only
supposed to be hiring the people that come with that? Like that's part of the job. So
No,
they.
no, that's
no.
not. That's not part of the
Oh,
job.
it's just random people, and they have to develop that.
Yeah,
Uh,
you
Oh my
you
God.
you have it naturally, or you get it. You build it up on your own. But people you dealt with or shit you went through. But like
Oh, I thought they recruited for that specifically.
well,
no,
Oh my God. Okay.
imagine holding a new item, regardless of what the item is. Imagine holding a new item and learning what the buttons do. Well, I can tell you what prehand. I can give you a fast track on what those buttons do. However, how you use those buttons, I can't teach you sensitivity in your fingers.
Yeah.
I can't I can't teach you
Mm,
depth perception.
yes,
These are things I cannot teach you. But
yes.
things that I can teach you when I correct you, um, if it either clicks or it doesn't click.
But
But
that's
for
related.
no,
When you're
but listen to this. When it comes to like what Phil and I understand is you give 1 million people the same rifle and they can at least qualify on a target range, right? They can hit enough targets to pass to be saying, "Hey, I am proficient in this tool
A
that I've
marksman,
given."
a marksman.
But it's no different with any other tool. So if I give you a forklift and I give you the education that goes along with it, and you just don't get it, it's like, hey, I can't teach you your own eyes. I've given you the field to play with. Um,
but
you
that's
need.
developed from practice. But can you like if you're watching them work the machine or whatever, can you tell by the way the product's coming out what might be going on with them? Like, is it
I'll
perceptual
tell
that's
you what,
causing
Jeff.
this? Is it muscle memory that might be causing
Jeff,
this?
Jeff. I'll tell you this. In the military, compared to the real world, there's accountability in the military. If you mess up on your job or what's going on, it affects everybody. It affects the platoon. It affects us as a team. Nowadays, in the real world, people get to slack off, and as a team, your slack or whatever you're doing affects us, but you don't see the whole general picture because you're not involved in the team effort. Where in
Well,
the
that
military, you're always a team no matter
hold
what.
on, hold on, Phil. Uh, this is why I made the statement that I made. Was what did you sign on for? Because if you're ready for a brutal education, then that means you really want to do this job. However, if somebody may say some things to you in a way that you may not really like them, but if you
Yep.
can't receive them to become better,
Yep.
then you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah,
Whereas
this is part of
if
maturity.
okay, you signed up for a job and it's like, hey, 1 + 1 = 2, and you keep making it 3, it's like, hey, am I allowed to correct you because I might hurt your feelings? All of a sudden, I can't teach you anymore. Do you
Well, the
understand?
problem is that all of a sudden, track in today's day and age, if you keep saying 1 + 2 = 2, I'm telling you it's
It's
3.
racist.
The minute I tell you it's fucking 3, you're a fucking dipshit, you fucking moron, or you fucking retard. I'm going to HR because no matter what the fuck I'm saying to you, you don't understand what that means. 1 + 1 means 2, dog. It's like everyone's feelings are so fucking hurt nowadays that it's like I can't even tell you that you're fucking wrong without your feelings being
Let's
hurt. If
talk
I tell
about
you
it.
you're wrong, God forbid, you can't even take that in. Where I feel in the military, you can be fucking wrong, you can get cussed the fuck out. I mean, cussed out hard. You're asking to be written hard, and you gotta suck that in, take it all in, and guess what? You'll never do it again.
I I,
Instead,
I just
nowadays,
I just want
nowadays,
I just
it.
want these
Go ahead.
people that I'm training to I want them to learn um how to make a living and how to smile at the end of the day. But
Exactly,
what
brother man.
That's not your responsibility.
no, but
Just
what
you
I
have
what
enough on your
I,
plate.
but what
Yeah,
is
but
not but what is not within my realm of availability as a teacher is to do that to them. I would get fired myself if I did that to them.
the problem
Did,
is though. Hold on, Jeff. Oh my bad. I'm sorry to cut you
no,
off.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Track. I run through the same thing in my job where I'm going through. We got people coming in brand new, and I feel these generations coming in, and I don't want to call it generation because I got people coming in old, young, vice versa. But I got an old guy, for example, he's 67 years old, came into the plant brand new, and this guy's out working these 18-year-old kids. And these kids are sitting around, standing around, they want to talk, they're on their goddamn phones. When you see them, hey, what's going on today? They're looking at you like they're middle schoolers. They're just lost in the fucking sauce, bro. And I'm like, to me, the work ethic, the whole ethic of life, of work, and what you're supposed to do is being lost through generations. I don't know how to explain it.
Lost or shifted
It can be shifted. Shifted towards what though? If you're gonna say that,
towards
Jeff,
what we're
like
on right now.
so shifted towards like what?
The
Easier life,
internet, the
the
phone,
internet.
the digital
Okay, I mean,
world.
true. I mean, it could be that, but I mean, you still need a living. You still got to work. I mean,
Yeah, but we don't do it
if
in
I'm
the
gonna
same
raise
way we
kids,
used to. We're not as invested in it. We're splitting our bandwidth now between two
okay, but
worlds.
listen, but now of all times, though, Jeff, you can agree with me. Of all times, inflation, houses being what they are, rent being as high as it is, food costing what it costs. This is the time for you to work and make your money and get your
Right.
footprint in to make some goddamn money.
Yeah.
Instead, people want to sit back and just like, oh,
Let
we
them
we
leave. I'm
we
not worried
we
about those
deserve
people. Leave
this,
them
and
alone.
it's too goddamn high. Like, what the fuck's going on in nowadays, bro?
It doesn't bother me that people want to sit. As long as it doesn't affect my life, they can sit all they want.
Okay, but
I'm
you know
gonna
what
go
though?
out there
Okay,
and take
okay, Jeff.
advantage of the
Okay,
opportunities that are out there for
true.
me.
Okay, Jeff, and maybe in your chain of work, you know what I mean? It don't affect you. You don't see repercussions of what's going on, but you're still in a part of a work at the chain. And somebody in that chain is just slacking. And when they're slacking, it affects the whole fucking team. Now, you don't see it because maybe on your end, you're on the slack where if it affects you, it's not our fault, it's their fault, blah, blah, blah. It can't be that way. We need accountability.
Not
These
from the
feelings,
people that are there doing their
these
part like they're
feelings
supposed
that
to be
that when
doing.
when
You
when
leave those
if
people
someone chews
alone.
your
They're
ass
the ones
out,
that are working.
if someone chews your goddamn ass out because you're slacking on your goddamn job and you suck,
Yeah, that
I'm
doesn't
able to
happen to
tell you
me.
that shit without going to HR and worry about getting fired.
Yeah, I
You
would tell
suck
you
at your
that too.
goddamn job.
I'm not a. I mean, I am a slacker. It surprises me how hardworking and conscientious I am at work, because I come from. I should be slack. I come from slacker culture. I should not be working this hard. But when I'm at work, I try to give the best quality work I can. I'm one of those. Work kind of divides along work ethic, and I'm one of the people in the higher end of the work ethic divisions.
You know that this is something that
So I don't worry about people coming to me saying that
But
because
to
they
me,
don't.
to me, I see it's a team effort. It's a team. We're a platoon. Now, it could be a military mentality in my head, but in my head, we're a platoon. This is our squad. This is our task, and we got to complete our goddamn job. You can't be slacking. If you slack, we die. Now, we're not gonna die in my case, but that's how I see shit. If that makes sense.
But if other people around you are not seeing it as much of a team as you are, and they're not doing your part, then I can't take it seriously as the team is
Well,
pretending to be. If half the
that means
team
you're
is
not a
not
team member.
taking it
That's all that
seriously,
means. You're not part of
but
the
I
team
can
because you're not
still
a
do
team
my
player.
part. Like as long as I do my part, it helps that whatever
So,
is functioning to continue
uh,
to function.
I'm
just do
sorry,
enough. So just do enough. You're saying basically.
Phil. I'm sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interject.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Track. Go ahead. Track.
No, just do a good job. Is what I'm saying.
We aren't in that world anymore. And when you give somebody all the information that you can, especially when it comes to operating equipment, and then the day comes when you're not there, and the team is waiting for them to
Yes.
operate the equipment,
Yes.
and everything falls behind, and then they look at you the next day you show up for work and be like,
Why would they
hey,
look at you if you weren't
because
even there?
you are
Again,
the
no
one
accountability. That's what I
that
relate to.
That's what
We
I'm
all
saying.
have
I
it in
mean, I
our
wasn't
company,
there.
man.
Why are you looking at me? Go talk to those people. That'd be
be-
the end of it.
because there will be a day where I expect my underling to be my equal because
Yes.
I can't
Is
be there
something
all the
happening with
time.
these new people? Like, are they underperforming? Is that what, or is it something you're worried about might happen, or is the stuff you're talking about actually
They're
stuff you're
underperforming. They're
encountering as you try to
underperforming.
train these people?
They're
I
not doing a good job. They're doing a
imagine,
horrible job.
just okay. If we're gonna imagine things, imagine training your replacement so that way you can retire, and then they call you and be like, "Hey, we need you to come out of retirement because
Well, that's their
this
problem.
guy's fucking retarded."
God, you hit
That's
it on
not
the
my
head,
problem.
dog. You hit it on the head, Track. You hit it on the goddamn head, bro.
I'm sorry, like I want a day off every once in a while. I can't work every single day
You
Every
shouldn't
day
without.
you're
have
fucking
to.
Mr.
Aren't there
Miracle.
labor laws?
No, there's not
No,
labor laws. There's pay
no.
me
There,
laws.
every state has labor law. They have big labor
There's
posters in
company
the break
laws. There's
rooms.
company laws. When you're a part of a company, you follow their goddamn shit, and their goddamn. That's what it is.
No,
There's company
there's
laws.
not. No, fuck that. There's pay me laws to where if
That
I
too.
work, you pay me. But I do want a day off.
You should have a
But
day off. I can't believe they're
but
not giving you a day. I let my company try that with me.
He's not
I
saying that.
have
What
to.
he's trying to say is that if he does, no one can
Hey,
do his goddamn job.
hold on,
That's
Phil.
not his problem. That's the company. Like that's the team.
Shut up,
The
Phil.
team is larger than just him.
But
They
it's a
should
pride
absorb
thing.
that.
It's part of being
I'm
something that
I'm
you feel bad.
trying to
Well, he can
make
feel bad, but
I'm
he doesn't have to
trying
feel
to
bad.
make a teammate. I'm trying to make a teammate that I can trust that
You
when
can't
I'm not
control.
there, everything doesn't go to shit. And I'm actually trying to make
But
two
that's how it
teammates.
should be, though. That's how it should be, bro.
You're stressing yourself out in the
No, we're
process.
not. No, we're not. We're
He
trying to
is.
build.
He
We're
is
trying
because
to
I've
build.
watched him over time as he comes here and
I
I'm
talks
mean,
to
if
doing
me.
the
you're not a
same shit he's
supervisor,
doing, and
Jeff,
everything he
if
feels,
you're
I
not a
feel the same
supervisor,
way at
why
my
should you
job.
do that, right? Jeff,
Just
right? If
show
you're
them
not a
how to use the
supervisor,
machine, and if they don't pick it up, that's not your business. Like
That's
you
not how
have
it
to
is.
let it
Like
go at some point and let them fail on
No,
their own, and the company will figure
there's
out how to
there's some
adjust.
there's something lost. There's something lost in what you just said, Jeff, and that is that I do have a duty to my company because this is my career. This isn't just a job to me. The people that pay me are just important as the job that I do for them.
Do
So
they
don't.
Vinny,
know that you're
So
struggling with
hey,
this?
no, don't play it off like I don't owe it to them because I
you
owe it to
goddamn
myself.
right.
I
I
don't
owe
think
it
you
to.
owe it to. You're choosing to take it
I
on and owe
owe
it
it.
to them, but I don't.
I
I
owe.
don't think you.
Untrackable. Are
No,
you a
he's a team
supervisor?
player, man. He's the employee you want in your goddamn company, which I'm saying right now. You want that guy on
Untrackable.
your
Are you a
team.
supervisor?
Bro,
I don't.
hold
I don't
on.
want him on my team if he's pathologically over invested to where it's going to affect his own ability to perform because he's
He's
so
not. He's
worried
trying to make
about
company
like.
better. He's
There's
not.
there's
He's
a
not.
there's a sane balance between all of that.
I owe it to myself to
Right.
make sure that my replacement is capable of making sure that they don't need
Well,
me.
good
I
luck
owe it to
because you're setting
myself.
yourself an impossible task. To me, you
Exactly.
owe it to yourself to do the best job you can.
Do
And
they
as
pay
long as
you
you've done
extra
your
untrack to
best,
do
you
that?
can hand it off. You're
Untrackable.
pushing for something, you're pushing into areas that you don't really have control over. So you're setting yourself up for frustration and disappointment.
It ain't if you setting yourself that this is my goal for the day with every employee, and at the end of the day, I gave him my best, and when I leave here, I did the best job I can do for everybody and the company, and that's how we live, and that's what we stand for. I go into work. I try to present my company the fullest that I can. I share my knowledge, my skills to anybody that wants to accept them. If you want to get them in, then fine. But when I was growing as a kid, that's how you was raised. You learn shit as a kid from people who are elder than you, and you weren't a wise ass. You didn't say fuck you. You took it in. And when that guy
That's what
was
happens.
gone that day, or when he retired, you know what? I can do his job because he taught me.
You
I
know,
said
I've
as a
said
goddamn
I've said
student
this
and watch.
before. I've said this before, and that is be a leader from within. You don't have to have a manager title or a supervisor title, but to lead from within means the person next to me that is next in the schedule to be there to when I'm not there. It if if I can train them to be reliable, then I won't come back to a shit show. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
But are you getting paid extra to train new employees?
I get played punny.
But you're not holding a title of training new employees. So why worry about them?
It's
because
it's
okay,
Because
money.
of
okay,
what
okay.
Haley, he's an above
Vinny,
and
Vinny,
beyond
Vinny,
person. It's
Vinny, to
just
answer your
who he
question, Vinny,
is.
Vinny, to answer your question, why worry about it? Because is because if that guy is not doing his goddamn job in our line, maybe possibly someone like Track has to take care of the work after the
But
guy that
is
ain't
that
doing
happening,
the
or is
lack.
this a worry that it might have? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is this a realistic fear, or is
In
it a
my job,
what
it's a realistic
if
fear.
fear?
In my job, I'm being honest with you. To
I
be
agree with
honest,
Haley. It's above.
to be
I think
honest,
it's
Jeff,
above and beyond. You're going above and beyond probably for a company that really could just drop you like a fucking hat the next day after
But
you train
oh,
them.
but
you're
it
right about
also, I
that.
mean, I
You're
have to
right about
admire
that.
that
Yeah.
quality. I think it can be
Vinny,
taken to an unhealthy extreme, but the
Vinny,
impulse
To
itself
the
you're
is
right
point where
about
you
quite
that.
stress
noble.
yourself out about it and think about it and not have a fucking day off, you're going way out of control on
Yeah,
that.
you got to get a day off.
Now, with that being said, I mean, I do get Fridays off and the whole weekend, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I do volunteer on Fridays, come in on Fridays and put in effort to my job. But that's the only reason why.
But there's
And I
also that
care.
idea of becoming indispensable. And no, we as workers, we are never indispensable. They can always get rid of us. They can always say goodbye to us. But if you become so the one that they depend on, it's going to be a very hard for them to like, hey, even with the people that I'm training, I'm giving them all of my knowledge, all of my honesty, all of my effort. And hey, go ahead. Go
But you're
ahead
still
and kick
showing
me
them
out.
who you are as a worker
Hey,
without
hey,
taking
go
on
ahead.
any
Benny,
responsibility of somebody who's
Benny,
not fit for the job.
go ahead and kick me out because I called out 2 days in a month. Go ahead and
Yeah.
violate my policy. Go ahead and do that. It- the company's going to suffer way more, and I know they will.
But if you're
And
a
yeah,
good worker, they know you're a good worker, and they know if you're a good
somebody,
worker and people can't
but they,
understand the job that
but
they're doing. Oh, let
they
me finish for a second. Let me
call
fucking finish for a second.
somebody.
You just keep
They will.
overstepping and talking, bro.
They,
You just
they
keep
will call
overstepping and
somebody
talking.
from Cincinnati. They will call somebody from Nashville. They will call somebody from Atlanta.
You
They
know
will
you're a good fucking worker, and a good company would know that you're a good fucking worker, and regardless of what, they
call.
would go
They
back
will
to the
call.
person hiring these idiots that are teaming up with you. It's
They
not your
will call.
responsibility. The company is
Yo,
hiring people to work
Always
with you.
have the availability to call somebody to replace me. This is a
can I just
billion-dollar
bump it
company.
real quick?
They
I
can
feel
say
like me and
goodbye
Track,
at any given
me and
time.
Crazy.
The thing
me and Track
is,
have the same work ethic, and I feel like we're part of a fucking team. And no matter what, we're gonna do our full effort above and beyond because we're trained that way, and we're never gonna lose that training mentality in our head to not do that. Like it's part of a goddamn team.
But you go above and
And
beyond because that's the way you are. But don't stress about it, and it's going to
I
be the company's fault. Let me finish.
we
Hold
don't.
on,
But
Billy. Can
listen,
I fucking
but
finish a sentence? Can I fucking finish a sentence, please?
go ahead, Vinny, go ahead, Vinny.
Jesus Christ! What I'm saying is, a company hires me as an employee. I stick to the title and my job description. If the company says, "Hey, Vinny, we got this new guy. We need you to train him," that's one thing. Because then you would be carrying extra responsibilities to do so. But what it seems to me as, since it is the kind of work that he does or whatever it is that you don't stress yourself out about trying to prove to the company that I'm a good worker because they'll know you're a good fucking worker. Above
Yes,
and
that is
beyond is a
true.
little bit here and there. But what I'm saying is when you get to the fucking point that this company that you're working your ass off for, stressing about, thinking about when you're not there, then it's not worth it. Because at the end
That
of the
part is
day, the
true. That
company
part is
knows
true.
who you are, and you don't have to worry about getting fired from
That
some
part is
idiot
true.
that's not your responsibility because you didn't hire the person. That's all I'm saying.
That part you're right about.
When you think that, listen, a company's a company. The company can go belly up tomorrow. But when you're stressing about it in your home life and you're not getting days off and not equaling out the balance of flying both wings in the air to soar in life, and you're sitting at home stressing over work and you're thinking that you're the number one guy and they don't pay you for it, they don't pay you for the title for it, it's ridiculous. That's when you got to look within yourself and say, fuck it. I know I'm a good worker. They know I'm a good worker. Let the chips fall where they fucking may. If they
You're
keep
right
getting
about that shit.
hired, then it's the kind of person that's hiring these boobs that are fucking Untrackable's position up because it's never going to be Untrackable's fault because Untrackable's going to do above and beyond work of what he was hired to do. When you go above and beyond to start doing things that they're not paying you
They should
for,
start paying you
that's
for.
a whole fucking different personal kind of feeling when you think,
but
I want to be the
but
one
that's.
that the company looks to me for. I mean, that's fine. But at the
I'm
end of the day,
sorry.
the company will belly up tomorrow and your ass out, no matter what.
He's being heroic though, and I don't think heroism is a bad thing. I do
It's not.
think you need some days
It's not
off though.
exactly true because when you think about teaching somebody, like okay, I
But you
can
want to be the
regurgitate.
teacher. You're telling
I
yourself, I need to teach these people. These people aren't asking you to teach them. The company's not asking you to teach them. The company's saying,
hey,
listen, follow that guy Untrackable. Watch what he does because we like what Untrack does. That's it. End of story. But you don't have to
no,
get
that's
paid. If they're not
oh
paying you
that's
extra to teach this guy instead of just showing him
that's
how
not
you fucking
I'm
work,
used to people
what's
not
the
knowing how to
point?
do their job.
You know what I'm saying?
that's not end of
I,
story. When they give
Obviously
me
not, because you're
somebody
sitting here at home
when
thinking about work when you're not even working.
what is there's two different
when
things
they
going
give
on right now.
when
Go
they
ahead,
give me
Track.
somebody, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, when they give me somebody, that means that person wants to do what I do.
No, it doesn't. That's
Now,
an assumption. It does not always mean that. Don't
Exactly,
assume
Jeff.
that.
Yeah,
well,
you're right about that, Jeff. That doesn't mean that
Exactly,
neither.
Jeff. That's the point,
they,
Jeff. Exactly.
they applied for the position to
Oh,
do what
I
I
got you where
do.
you got in that part. Yeah, okay, got you on that part. I got you on that part.
Okay, so therefore you want to do what I don't care what you want. I really don't care what anybody wants. But you applied for the position to do what I do,
Good
and
job.
now I become the educator. It
Yes.
is my job to bring you to the level of doing what I do, which means you will go through every failure that I have ever gone through. And if
Exactly.
you and I will give you the processes, the procedures, I will teach you the equipment and what every lever does, and I will watch you fail. I will watch you fail, and I will be on your side while you fail. And every single time you fail, I will describe your failure because I know it
You've
inside
done
and
it before. You've done it
and
before.
and then over time, I will watch you progress, or I will watch you what do they call
Deep
it?
breath. Deep breath. Deep breath.
Refuse the education. When you refuse the education, I can no longer teach you anymore. You're going to do your own thing and you're just going to break a bunch of shit. And then I'll be like, hey, this person is unteachable. I'm
Don't these
sorry.
guys have to come in with an operator's license of a forklift before they get hired?
A forklifter's license? Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be at least a certification. How do people hire guys to drive and operate a forklift unless they're trained?
No, they train
That
them there,
is
bro. You
one
don't
of the
fucking know.
biggest. I'm sorry, but that is one of the biggest memes over the past couple of years. Is like, oh, I'm forklift certified. Forklift
Yeah, I mean,
certified.
there's got to be at least a training. I mean, I don't know how to operate one, so I mean, shit. I would expect a training class. There's usually training classes at companies that usually deal with operating fucking forklifts.
They
Yeah,
do.
forklift certified is a company thing. It's not some like license that you get through
So
the
are you the
DM.
Oh, it's not like a
so you're
third
the
party,
company's
like
forklift
truckers have to
trainer?
get a
Yeah.
special
You're the one
license.
that trains
Oh,
forklift people.
It's not a
So
CDL.
Is
so
that what I'm hearing?
if I
get my
get
forklift
forklift
license,
certified through
please.
the if I get forklift certified through the company that I work with, that means that somebody watched me operate a forklift. That is not a license. So when I go to the next job, I can say, be like, hey, I've driven a forklift before. And they'll be like,
Call
oh,
it a
we're
certificate.
gonna put you through our own certification. We want you to drive at certain speed limits. We want you to understand certain things. So
Can you do
much is going to be
wheelies?
the same.
I just can't
However,
imagine a company hiring people that don't at least get a little bit of training before they give them to you on track. Hey, Vinny, go now. You're trained. You got your certification. Now go watch what Untrackable does. We're going to pay you up with Untrackable. That's what I would expect. That's what a
they
real
will
That's not
company
how it
never
works,
should
though.
do.
That's not how it works, though.
they will never pay you what they pay me.
So Untrackable, you're telling me that they send you a guy that you have to not only show to operate and understand how a forklift works, you then also have to show them the rhythm and the program of how it all gels and what pallets need to go with, right? So they're
Well,
giving you guys with absolutely zero experience, and they're not paying you extra to do anything.
Yo, Vinny, I'm forklift certified, and I crashed a forklift into a giant pillar, into a
You
company.
did?
Yep, I did a brand new forklift, and I fucking crashed it,
Were you high?
crashed the forks, and you know what I did? I
You're
parked
just a
it back. It was a
forklift.
brand new forklift. I parked it back into the spot where forklifts were at. I got into another one, and then about an hour later, they were like, "Yo, I went to that forklift." I'm like, "I'm not sure what you're talking about." Oh, it's not working. It's brand new. Why is the crack? I'm like, "Hey," I wasn't on it. I wasn't on that forklift. What are you talking about?
Feels like
And,
that
and
goddamn
then
forklift. It
and
was a
they knew it
problem.
was me. They knew it was me, but they couldn't prove it. And I just got away with it.
I could see Phil operating a forklift with the cigarette hanging out his mouth and
That's
shit.
so Phil.
I did, Vinny. I did, dog. I was a supervisor for that shit. Fuck that.
Phil's got the half knuckle gloves on and shit. His
Has the
cigarette.
statute of limitations passed?
Yeah, man. That was some funny shit, though, man. It's kind of crazy talking about that shit. But
Phil.
I bring it up because you brought up, Vinny, that I was technically certified to another company. I got hired on this company, like Track was saying. And even though I was certified to another company, I crashed a forklift being certified in this company because I was just like seeing a homeboy. I was saying what's up, throwing my deuces up, saying hi to him while looking forward, and I crashed. So it can happen. You don't have to be certified like a CDL. I mean, every company has their own rules, their own regulations, how
Right.
you drive, how fast you can go, how fast you cannot go, blah, blah, blah. So it's all unique to every company.
Mm.
I would say a lot of the forklifts. What do you guys think about them being replaced by the forklift
The drone, the
non-operated?
robot
Yeah, like
things.
drone forklift,
Yeah.
like Amazon has. Yeah.
I don't know. To me personally, I think that'll be slowed down a lot because if you do that, if you do a forklift in a real company where people are actually moving all the time and you're going on aisles with people moving, it's always stopping, stop, 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 stop. Where in Amazon, it's a big warehouse with nobody interfering anything. It's a machine going up, down, picking up shit, bringing it back, nobody in the way. It might be
Right.
more efficient in that essence, but not in an actual company where you moving actual parts around the whole company. It
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
are
work.
people even gonna be shopping at stores in 10 years?
It really, it
If the
really.
robot can pick it
You know
and
what's
have
so
it ready at the
crazy? You
door, do
say
they
that,
even need to
dude. The
come in?
mall, dude, is the mall gonna be around in
There
10
is
years?
no,
That's what
there's
I
not around
question.
now. They closed the one up here, and the other ones are ghost towns. There's nobody
Dude, we
at
ain't
them.
gonna have malls no more. We ain't gonna have malls, dude. They're gonna be
Whoever
my
thought the
Malls have
mall
gone
would
to the
go
my
away?
thing
wayside.
is this. What can you do with a mall when it closed down? Like if you were a
I
business
know.
owner, let's say you had money, we're saying it now, planning ahead of time. There's a few malls ahead of time that are still open, but
They're
when they
turning
shut
one
down,
here into like a like paintball, like a fun center, activities and just
So, so when you think
oh
about these forklifts, um, some forklifts are order pickers, which means the person goes up with the lift, and they're getting a
yeah.
carburetor, or they're getting an
yeah,
alternator, or they're getting this single thing, and that is so much of what Amazon does.
yes,
Whereas what I do is every pallet I pick up is it's a full pallet. It's roughly 1,000 pounds, um, uh, and it is not single picking. So I send two forks up, and I bring a pallet down. Whereas like what Amazon does with order picking is the person goes up, and and they're in control of that, and what they bring down. So the again, each individual place will. So some places say, oh yeah, you can't drive this machine past 3 miles an hour, whereas upwards in my place, we max those motherfuckers out. We going 13 miles an hour.
Do you guys ever do like forklift,
Inside the
like
you're
store.
gonna crash
competition?
that motherfucker like I did, dog. Bam into a steel column, dog.
In fact, do they do like the company? Do they do like a day where they give you guys a barbecue and maybe you do like competitions? Who's the best forklift driver? That would be fucking fun, man.
Oh,
Oh,
one.
that would be like the forklift games.
Yeah, and like that would be like all right.
Forklift derby.
Yeah, I know. On the police department, they have the motorcycle riders, like the highway
Well,
guys, and they
I'm
have these
sorry.
obstacle
I'm,
course. You could do the
I'm
course
sorry,
advantage.
Vinny.
There's guys that could fucking operate a motorcycle. I've never in full. I mean, the full brigade, the whole 9 yards, with the sirens and everything going. It's holy shit. This guy's fucking. He's like
I'm
a surgeon. Like whoop whoop. You know?
I'm sorry, Vinny, but they give us cookouts all the time. Every quarter they bring a food truck, and it's like a private food truck that comes and they bring us stuff. They give us so much free food,
I'm just
but
saying, like, it would just be fun. Like, I could see you, like, being like the belt
hey,
champion forklift guy in the company. You know what I mean? You get to wear the belt. You know what I mean? Like, you're the
hold on.
fucking.
They do things. They do things for the kids, Vinny. They do the what do you call it? The first responders. So they bring out like what do you call it? Like those big bouncy gyms,
Oh,
and
like
they
a
bring
bounce
out
castle, bounce house.
yeah, but they bring out the firefighters. They bring out the state troopers. They bring out the police department.
Do they get to bounce with them?
They
That's
get to
cool.
do all the things. They get their face painted. They do this every year, sometimes twice a year. They do all these things. Cookouts, we do them all the time.
I was just
Like,
thinking on track because it's not easy to operate. So, like, to have like a competition with amongst the drivers, like, and just, I think that would be kind of a cool thing to do. If
Hey,
no one
that'd
has
be a
a
Yeah.
good
car,
ass
maybe
thing,
you could
bro. I
do
would
that.
love that, Vinny.
Especially if there's
Yeah.
cops and firemen involved.
Yeah, because I
hey,
bet you on track would fucking wheel the shit out of
That'd be
that.
kind of dope, dog. Competition going on. Like, what? I'm the best in the motherfucking house, motherfucker.
And you get to wear the belt when you're at work and shit, you know?
Yeah.
hey, I did
I like that,
participate.
Vinny. I like that.
I participated in one of those, and they do it every year.
Oh, they do have them.
And
And
there
Bill,
are
you'd have to smoke a cigarette while you do it.
there are thousands of dollars on the line if you participate. And just imagine if you've ever driven a forklift before, you can adjust the forks to their
Yeah.
distances. Yeah, to the point where you can pick up a basketball and they want you to drop it into a trash can. So, but you pick up a basketball off of a traffic cone.
That's one of the games.
You lift your forks all the way up as far as they can go, and then you drive forward. And you have to
That's hard to
guess
do, dog. That's hard to do.
you have to guess that distance, and you also have to be very in control of that lever. It's like how far am I, and how am I gonna send it, or am I just gonna drop it, and then you try to get that basketball into the garbage can. Or they have they'll have a level of pallets, and a certain level of those pallets will have tape on them. That's your goal. And you're going to start at a starting line, and you have to start from like 30, 40, 50 feet out. And you have to lift your forks to where you think you're going to hit that mark. And these are the different types of goals that they try to test you with. This is nothing you would ever do but your hand-eye coordination and your premonition winds up becoming a champion.
I'm thinking of like an
Yo, track.
oversized.
It was good seeing you, Vinny. Good seeing you, Jeff. Good seeing y'all, man. Y'all be good. Salute.
Salute.
I'm eating some goddamn McDonald's, yo. I'm eating some
Get some
McDonald's.
fries.
Y'all be easy, man.
I'm thinking of like an oversized beach ball and have like a 3-on-3 with like the forklifters and put like it's like soccer, but the forklift you got to get the ball, and it all bounces out. It's kind of like a smack up derby, but like 3-on-3, like who can get the ball to the other side of the fucking field or some shit. That would be funny.
The thing there, Vinny, is equipment versus equipment becomes unsafe.
Well, I'm not looking at the schematics of it. I'm looking at having fun and making sure everybody's okay. Like
Exactly.
I'm not talking about your normal. I'm just saying, like All right, a bobcat. 3 bobcats versus 3 other bobcats. You put a fucking goal on one side, a goal on the other side, and let's see who can fucking take the oversized ball, operate it by banging into each other, and try to score. Fun. Not looking
It
at
it
the
cre-
schematic, not looking at the bird, the burr. I'm just saying.
it,
Like if I
it
bought 3
create
bobcats and I had the room to do it, that's what I'd be doing with those fucking things. And anybody
it
who visits me,
creates
you have to be like, go.
it creates an unsafe environment, Vinny.
To me, that sounds like fun.
It's safe for entertainment.
Right. Like it's no different than Smack Up Derby is what I'm talking about, but affixed in proper equipment and have a 3-on-3 fucking bobcat fucking soccer match. Anyway, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Take care. Salute, Jeff.
Salut, Vinny. We'll see you again. Well, what is this like? Is how do I want to say this? Or is this something that you think there's going to be a resolution to at some point? If this is actually happening at work,
What question is that?
the thing about your training concerns is if it's specific things that are already happening, is there going to be an end to it at some point where it starts to do what it's supposed to do? Like, how long are you gonna have to stress over this?
It's a possibility that it could be another month, maybe a month or two.
Oh,
But I, I,
that's
mm,
that's a long time
my
to.
no, it's really not when you think about it. If you want somebody to last 10 years, is 2 months really a long time?
Are you talking about that's the training curve? Like in 2 months, they should be at the level you want them at.
I mean, I can't expect them to go through what I went through because I went through what I went through. But now I can't put them through what I went through because it's a completely different situation. It's trial by fire right now. So I was given like 8 hours of it. Nothing matters. Just do this and yada yada yada. But we were no production at that point. But now I'm training somebody during production, and it's like, yeah, you will fail. However, um, I'm trying to get him to not beat himself up. I
Well,
just
you're
want to.
beating yourself up, so
Well, I
you
hope
have
it
to
doesn't.
model that for him. That
I hope it doesn't look like I'm beating myself up. Um,
uh, well, it seemed like you were setting a very high goal for yourself that if you didn't meet, you paid some kind of internal price for, as far as
well,
the way you
there
see
is no
yourself.
better way for me to be a better teacher than to watch my student fail. How do I teach you better? And I
But
have to take a moment and to think about it. And hopefully he takes a moment and thinks about, because I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna come around differently the next time I approach.
did something happen? Is this like a response to something having happened, or it's just stuff that comes up in your head as you do this?
Well,
And welcome, Mike.
the same way as when I say, "Hey, you failed. You have to do it differently." Um, I also have to witness what I'm calling out, and maybe I need to address him differently to get him to
So you're still kind of
recognize.
learning him too, like how to. teach him and
Oh,
adjust to him.
hey, I will always be learning as a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, you
The same
yes,
way as
absolutely
the
you are.
student will always be learning as a student.
Yeah. So some of this is just normal.
I think it is. It's just tough because failure is hard to it's hard to see.
It's okay
Like
to fail.
I can't be harsh on somebody that has never seen what I've already seen.
Yeah.
So I gotta be like, hey, yeah, you suck today, but you know, we can do
Just
better
here's
than.
do you see him capable of getting better? Like you have to be able to see him as at least capable or he's going to pick up on that.
I do see him as capable. I do see him as motivated, and I think sometimes motivated is even better than.
Well, you work with that. Like work on his strengths. Like or work with his strengths and like let it like have him feeling that you're on his side. You want him to succeed. You're here to help him.
That's how I feel. Hey,
And
and
and how
welcome,
can
Mike.
we do that? What can I do to make sure you get the best training I can give you? And welcome, Mike. What's up?
Hey, salute. What's going on, man? Hey, what's up, Trackle? Salute. Jeff, salute.
You
How's
have
the
a
night going?
cascada in your throat?
Salute.
We chat
I
all kind of topics tonight.
I had something pretty profound happen about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, is it drama related?
No, it's just meeting a random person and having a conversation that was just pretty amazing.
Like in
Uh,
person or on YouTube?
in person, in person.
Oh,
So
a stranger or somebody from your past?
not a stranger anymore, but was a stranger when I talked to her.
Wait, what? Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, tell the story.
So listen, I want to be very clear about this. Okay, this is very profound. This ties into, I think, things, a lot of things are going on in my life and things like that, right? And it's funny how things happen a certain way, right? So I have a back alley. So my neighbor, 4 or 5 houses down, has a German Shepherd, right, in their backyard, and they're actually an animal control officer, which is a police officer in Virginia Beach. Animal
Yeah.
control is police. And I always go back there, and I have little doggy treats, right? I love that shepherd, bro, and I know him.
So it's not just the cats.
He's cool with me giving the dog, giving dog like a
It's
bone and
the whole
stuff.
corridor.
No, dude, I can't stop. I love animals, and it's funny because he's a big ass German shepherd, right? And like he barks at people like when they go down the alley. But like I come up to him, I go, and he starts wagging his tail, and he loves me. This dog loves me, right? And so I always give him like a little treat, right? And I always asked him, is it okay if I give it? Because you don't ever just give the dog a treat and not ask the owner. You have to ask him, is it okay if I give him a treat every now and then?
Do they
And I
ever
did.
say no?
Some people are like, no, I mean, he has dietary, like some
Oh, the
dogs.
people, the owners.
Yeah, the
I
owner,
thought
the
you asked
owner.
the dog.
Yeah, you just ask the owner. And I know him because he's an animal control officer, right? So I'm like, hey,
So
man,
I
I was like,
that's
brother,
weird
what's up?
the story.
It's funny because so the animal control officer actually answered a call at my next door neighbor's house about a year and a half ago because they had like dogs that would bark all night and they were getting like complaints of like noise ordinance and stuff like that. So like I happened to meet him, like, hey, what's up? I was like, bro, do you live down right? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh shit. Like he's like my neighbor, But anyway, make a long story short. So I go to give the dog, my buddy's dog, a treat, right? And I'm coming back and I see this kid. Now I thought this kid was like 16 or 17 years old. He's big. He's like my size, right? And he's walking an Irish Shepherd. It's a mid-sized dog. And Jeff, please, I'm not making it. You can't make this shit up, bro. He's walking an Irish Shepherd. He's on one of those leashes that has a little zip line where you can hold it where you can pull them. They don't go too far. But he wasn't paying attention. He let the dog get too far, and the dog bit me in the hand. Now he didn't break my skin. But he.
Wait, can we see? Show us.
You're not going to see anything. It's just like there's really nothing there. It's just, but he nipped it real quick like that.
Okay.
And I thought the guy was like probably 17, 18 years old because he's like 6'2", like 200 pounds. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck?
Track. And we can finish. I can make time to finish. I just wanted to get
and then
a little bit of air.
The kid goes, and he goes, I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that, sir. And then I immediately felt bad about getting angry at the situation because it wasn't his fault. So, but what I did was I walked and I watched, right? And he only lives like 4 houses down, right? Because I saw him. He only lives 4 houses down. So then I rung the doorbell, right? And his mother didn't come to the door. She kept looking out the window, right? She wouldn't come to the door, but she opened the window. She opened the window this much, the sliding glass windows. And I was like, listen, I just want to let you know, I did kind of yell at your son a little bit, but I was startled, but he didn't do anything wrong, but your dog did nip me. Just be careful because there are some people in this area that will carry sticks or, whatever. I would never want your dog to be harmed or anything like that because he did nip my hand. He nipped it. And she goes, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. So then after about 10 minutes, she opens the window more because we're talking about where you from, where'd you grow up? Then she opens the window more. And then it came to the point where 20 minutes later, she opens one all the way and she's just sitting on the ledge. So I'm outside the house and she's sitting on the ledge and we're having a full-on conversation about life, about love, about religion. She's from the Dominican Republic. We were talking about, we're talking about, she's from Punta Cana. I said, I've been to Punta Cana twice.
Where
and
is that?
It's in Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay.
And I told her all the jokes. I fell in love every single night when I was there. The people are just so amazing. The food is amazing.
How much time did you spend with her?
Over an hour. Over an hour. Just sitting there talking to a complete stranger about a dog nipping my hand. And we
It's
literally,
like YouTube, but in person.
she was so nice. And she's telling me about, how she's a single mom. And dude, her son's name is Michael. My name is Michael. He's a big kid. I'm a big kid. He's a sweetheart. Always good to her. I was always
Is
good
he
to my
white?
mom. They're Dominican. They're Dominican. They're Spanish. They're Spanish. Check
So
this
like a
out. Ready?
brother
You
from
ready for this?
another
Ready for
mother.
this? He's half and half. He's half Sicilian, half Dominican.
And you're half Moorish.
I'm Sicilian and Moorish. You
Wow.
couldn't listen, Jeff. God does this stuff on purpose. That little nip on my hand was for me to meet this person and have a heart-to-heart conversation with her.
So
And
if the dog had not bit you would never have had made
never,
contact with her.
ever. She's a single mom. She
A
lives alone.
dog bite from God.
Just her and Michael live there. And I said, listen, this is the biggest thing. Don't have him come because he did when I yelled at him, he got scared. And because I didn't know he was 12. He looked like he was 18 years. This kid is huge. It's a huge kid. And I said, do me a favor. The only thing I want you to do is tell Michael that he did nothing wrong. I reacted and I feel bad. And I said, and I just want you to know you have a good boy. Because as soon as the dog nipped me, he was like, I'm very sorry, sir. I apologize. So he did everything the right. He wasn't like, you F you, yo. He was just a very nice young man. And I said, let me guess. Let me guess. He's the father of the house. The head of the house. She's like, yeah. I said, listen, he's a good boy. And she started tearing up a little bit, because I'm talking good about her son, and the dad's not around and stuff like that. But she said her father, who's retired military, he's a retired military guy, takes care of them, helped them get the house and stuff like that. And her brother's military. And we were talking about the military town and stuff. We were joking about the jets always flying over and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
But we had so
Did you
much in
tell her
common.
about YouTube?
I did. I said, I'm on different podcasts. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And I said, we always talk about the jets are so loud and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. And then she said to me, she goes, well, are you married? I said, well, I'm seeing somebody, but I'm not, I don't know where it's going to go. I said, how about you? She goes, not really, but sometimes. So it's like, we're in the same boat. And then she's like, and she says to me, she goes, if you ever want to come over, just knock on the door. In other words, just if you ever want to like hang out sometime, and it was really sweet. It was sweet.
You got
but
you
it
a
was,
black mama.
but it wasn't anything creepy. It was pure.
No.
It was nice. And she says, this is what she says to me. I swear to God. And she goes, who would have think a nip on the hand would make people become friends? And I was like, there you go. There you go.
That's a good story.
Yeah. And that's true. That Jeff, that just happened. I just got home, but right before I came on, and this is me. I'm sitting in front of her house and she's sitting on her windowsill and we're just have a conversation about life. And just that's it, man. And it's great. It's fantastic. And this is what we're missing in life. We're missing these connections with random people that you can just strike up a conversation with and just literally vibe off of each other. And I'm inspired. I'm inspired lately. to just make more connections. And if anybody wants to think I'm lying, they can go F off. This is a true story. That's just happened. And the only thing I feel bad for is that boy. I hope that boy gets a person in his life that helps that boy, guide him through life. Because when the dog nipped me, I looked at him, right, and I yelled, but I could see that's a good boy. That's a good
That's
person.
kind of what Track was talking about. Is
Yeah.
like wanting the next generation or the next whatever succeeds comes after you
That's a good person,
to
man. And he's
be
like,
the best you could help them be.
instead of yelling at me, he said, "Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry." And I was like, and then I immediately was disarmed. Remember the old
You didn't try
Smashing
to
Pumpkins
dominate
thing?
him.
No, not at all, not at all. I knew he was younger, but I didn't think he was 12. I thought he was maybe like 17 or 18 years old, But the dog nipped me good, and it was his fault because he's supposed to get the dog. And Jeff, I was about 8 feet away. I wasn't. In other words, Jeff, if I walk up on you and you have a dog on you, the dog's gonna bite me, right? But if I'm like across like 8 feet away, you got to control your dog, and that's all, But no, he did nothing wrong. All I kept saying to her was that please let Michael know he did nothing wrong. And she said, he's sensitive. I said, just let him know he did
He's
nothing wrong.
sensitive.
No, it's
Was it? I guess it was scary to see the dog bite.
when he came in the house, his mother said as soon as he came in the house, he told her right away the dog just bit some guy in the alley, And so when I came over, she already knew what was going on, and I just kept telling her to tell him he did nothing wrong. He handled it perfectly handled, like a good young man, and that was it. And I think I may wait maybe a week or so. I may knock on her door and maybe invite her over for dinner one time, or if you
that'd
need
be
me,
fun.
if you need anything,
You can show her YouTube.
it would never be. I can tell you this: it would never be anything romantic. It's not like that. But like,
Oh no! I mean, did you say you were dating somebody?
yeah, but she's
Actually,
the kind
don't
of,
bring her here because
yeah,
it would
I
be
wouldn't.
cruel, I think,
I
to bring
wouldn't.
somebody here.
But she's the kind of person that you can have a conversation with. Just sit down and have a conversation, like me and you, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or, man, did you see what Trump said? Or what do you think about these riots? Or what do you think about this conflict going on in the world? She's the kind of person where you could just have an
No,
actual conversation.
hey.
Yeah. Actual
Well, anyway,
conversation.
read my best on Discord.
Yeah.
Mike, you're driving away a lot of my favorite people tonight.
No problem. I can drop.
No. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me get. I need to find a way to get you back. I fucked up my layout. How do I get my people?
Mm.
What? Where? I might have to leave and come back. Hang on. All right, there we go.
Gotcha, guys. It was a really good conversation, man. And I
No,
didn't expect it.
I liked it. That's what I was saying when I opened the channel today. Is that this is kind of a multimedia channel. There's many different types of content here, and people don't come for only one type. And when all the different types show up at once, I have to figure out how to route them, and that's what I haven't figured out yet. So that's on me. But
it's
I very much value. Please come and tell me those kind of stories.
Jeff, I was very hyper focused, right? And like I said, when you approach somebody, especially a stranger, there's a man at your door, there's some dude at your door, right? And she's a single mother, right, with a 12-year-old boy inside. So she was apprehensive at first, but little by little, I could see the progression of when she felt my energy, right? And she could see that I'm only there to have a conversation. And then I'm telling you, the window was like that, right? And then it was like that. Then it was like that. And then it was all the way open. And she's just like hanging out the window talking to me. It was such an awesome thing to see. I wish you would have been there, brother. You would have loved it. You and her would be talking about gumbo and all kinds of shit. Turtle soup.
She makes Dominican gumbo.
No, she's talking. We were talking about roast pork, rice, and beans. We're talking about,
I would tell you I love her. Like Black would love me. Oh, Black would love me.
She's awesome, man.
genetic.
She's so cool, bro. And she's dark skinned. She's like they're dark skinned. Like some Dominicans are like light, like me, and some are darker. She's darker skinned.
They don't even call them black anymore. I think they're just BIPOCs or.
Well, she told me that she said to me
Pox.
that we talked about Columbus, bro. Because remember I was on CTs and we were talking about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, so you had the Columbus conversation with her too.
She's like,
that's gonna be a
Columbus.
meme.
Oh my God, bro.
Have you had the Columbus conversation yet?
and she was pooping all over Columbus. Columbus, he came to the Dominican Republic, and and the poots, like he's, they said, and they they have an actual statue of Christopher Columbus in Santo Domingo, and they're like, people try to rip it down sometimes, and it's like, but
Wow.
yeah, it's
People's always gonna find somebody to hate, I
yeah.
guess.
I was
Always
like, I was
have to
on
have
there.
that target.
I was on there. I'm like sitting there talking about, I'm like sitting there talking to her, right? This is a random person I just met, right? I was like, I was on my friend CT's channel. She's like, what channel? I was like, it's a YouTube thing. He's like, we were talking about Columbus. She goes, Columbus. And then you could just tell she was going to go into like a
Columbus.
diatribe of Columbus. I'm like, oh no.
Wait, the Dominican black lady went
Yeah.
Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus. Like, I'm like, oh no, here it comes. And I'm like, oh shit. And then she's like, he was a horrible person. He enslaved people. I'm like, oh God. And then it's funny because we said at the same, well, check this out. At the same time, I said, you know that Columbus, he landed on Dominican Republic first, right? And I said, do you know that he also thought America, and at the same time we said, was India. At the same time. I'm like,
That's some good listening.
he was looking for India for shipping routes, and he landed on freaking America. He thought it was India.
Yeah.
It was like, it was
That's
like
why they
deja
call
vu.
them Indians.
Yeah, it was like, it's freaking, what the hell is going on? And we're laughing and shit. And I just kept saying, I'm like, in other words, I don't want to make someone feel uncomfortable, right? So I kept saying, well, I'll let you go. I'll let you go. No. She goes, no, stay. Like she was enjoying the conversation. So I was putting my feelers out, like, I'll let you go. No. And so I think she enjoyed just talking to somebody for a while, and it was a great conversation, man. It was great. No weirdness, nothing, like no talking about relationships. It's cool. It was a nice, easygoing. It was a neighborly. It was like talking to a neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a neighborly conversation. Won't you be my neighbor?
That's what I try to have here.
Yeah. Won't you be my neighbor? And these things happen to me all the freaking time, man. Like I'll go to Dollar General, man, and I'll just start talking to some random person about, man, if this weather is nuts.
God, I wish you would stream. You could do a whole stream from you at the Dollar General talking to people.
I'm like, and then I'll go up. I love this. People love when I do this. I'll go up, like, people. A woman will come in, right, or two women will come in. I'll say, excuse me, did you pass the sign on the door? What are you talking about? Listen, you can't be this attractive in the store. So it's one of you.
I thought you had somebody.
No, these are compliments, and then they blush. I'm like, look, one of you has to stand.
So you work in the ladies at the Dollar General,
but not for anything. Just one of you has to stand outside, and then they're like, you crazy boy, you crazy. It's always like the black. You crazy.
Are they
boy.
white? Oh,
usually, yeah, you're crazy. And then as they're leaving, right, I say, you know what? The most important thing in life is. She goes, what? Just a compliment. Just a simple compliment. You look nice today. You smell nice. How's your life going? Hey, how are you? And that's the disconnect, And it's not a creep to say, you're too good looking to be in the store. It's a compliment. That's all it is. I'm not asking for your number. I'm not saying I want to hit it. It's just, it's a compliment. And I think that's what we miss in life, is, Jeff, it's charm. It's being charming to people. It's opening a door. How are you today? Wow, you smell fantastic. That's nothing. People want to hear that shit, man, because nobody talks like that anymore to each other. Bro, we're like vicious to each other, bro.
I'm
like
not. I mean, I'm
no, you're not.
Pretty friendly. But that's one of the reasons I moved here, was because everybody smiled and said hello on the street and stuff. I'm like, wow, that never happens in Seattle.
It's like if I go into the store, right, and you have a guy that's like, I park, right, and I'm way away from the door, and the guy just stands there and holds it for you, or the lady.
Yeah.
And I walk up and I just say, chivalry ain't
Top
dead.
of the morning to you, sir.
Thank you. I say, thank you, brother, or thank you, sis.
Thank you. Thank you, sis.
I say sis, like women. I'll say sis.
Next time you should try.
Yeah.
Thanks, toots.
No. You say no. You don't say toots.
Or babe.
Thank you.
Thanks, babe.
Thank you, sis. And thank you, sir. And it's
Thanks, Daddy.
it's just it's one of those things, but it just, most simplistic things can make your day. Just someone giving you a compliment, man. Hey, Jeff, man.
They really can't. Those are empowering. Those little tiny moments could be like a little shot of power that could carry you through
Yeah. It's like
like
Jeff.
even several days.
Like Jeff, bro, that's a badass shirt, man. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. It's rocking, And then you're like, oh, thanks, Mike. Thank you. And then for a couple of hours, you'll be thinking, oh, Mike likes my shirt.
I
He
look
thinks it's
good.
cool. Yeah,
I knew I looked good, but now I
Mike
got
likes my shirt,
confirmation.
But
Now you know it.
the whole thing is that these little things that people forget to do, and it's chivalry. Chivalry isn't dead. And the thing is that we need to get back to being gentlemen. You know,
Mike Cerrone
yeah.
on chivalry.
Chivalry, yeah, man. Dude, I'm a compliment master, bro. And like, even
A
if someone's
macker.
ugly,
Mac
bro,
Daddy.
I know this girl, right? I know this girl, and dude, she
The
looks like
macker and the slacker.
she looks like Jabba the Hutt. She's
Wait, what
yeah,
happened to your that was the compliment?
she looks rough, bro. And every time I see her, like, wow. I was like, wow, you look good today. Wow, you look good. She goes, real. She goes, really? It's like, yeah, you look fantastic. What's up?
So it's the master of lying.
I goes, how's life? How's life? She goes, not good. This is today. She goes, not good. It's like, what's going on? Well, I'm really depressed lately, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it happens. It happens to everybody. It happens to the best of us. So think about maybe talking to somebody. Think about there's phone numbers. I'm just trying to be positive, right?
But like the whole time in your mind, you were thinking, "What a rough-looking Jabba the Hutt
Oh, she's
bitch."
rough, bro. She's rough looking. But me telling her, you look great.
I guess I could
She
relate.
she smiled. She smiled. I mean, that's all it takes. Just giving, because no one probably told her that in 3 years. I mean, just saying a nice compliment to somebody, bro. What is it off? What skin up your ass it is? It's not none. Not saying you, Jeff. Like be nice to people.
I am people that
No, I'm not
inspired
saying
in me.
you.
I am
I'm not talking about
people
you,
that
Jeff. I'm
are
talking
all
about
like here. There's a
yeah,
lot of grumps. They don't like being
yeah,
talked to, and so when I detect one of those, I leave them alone.
yeah,
But I'd like test everybody at least with a
yeah.
greeting or a compliment, unless I get some kind of like if I think they're an introvert and they're trying to
Yeah.
conserve their battery, I might leave them alone.
Well, Jeff, you saw me the last week or so, dude. I'm like completely flipping to positivity, man. It's freaky almost. It's like I can no. Hear me out. Hear me out. I can still troll, but you have
You
to
know,
admit the majority of my energy, Jeff, the majority of it,
I have enjoyed the time we've
yeah,
been spending together lately. I
it's
think
been
it's
positive.
quality mic time.
Yeah, the majority has been positive. Majority.
Hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, because I don't want the other stuff on here, so
Hmm.
that's the only thing left.
I'm
So
drinking
good,
coffee
you're
again,
doing
bro.
a great job with it.
I wonder why I can't sleep at night because I'm drinking freaking 5 cups of coffee again at night. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, speaking of sleep, I need to
Yeah,
start going and do that.
yeah.
The time got away from me.
I try to take freaking Tylenol PMs, man, and I start to hallucinate because I can't fall
What?
asleep. Yeah,
Every
so
night? That's not
no, no, no,
normal.
no, 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 no. I
Oh,
took a couple the other night, but I was trying to.
were you on
But
stream?
no, no, no.
Oh,
Um,
it's
no,
pretty.
I
It's a
took.
pretty
I think I took
firm
two.
no.
I took like last week. I took like a night or two off. I just didn't want to even go on. Just take a break. It's yeah. And yo, I got to tell you this. I don't like to bring up like old stuff, but I
Yeah, you do.
rewatched. I rewatched Me You on that last stream with Nick. It was hilarious, bro. That's funny, bro. Yo,
Wait,
you.
wait, wait! It had 10 seconds ago. Like the
No, it
positivity.
was it was great how you handled it like a
You
boss.
know, there are people here
Yeah,
that think I
yeah.
should apologize, but I don't think I have
No,
anything to apologize for.
no. You
I
apologize,
didn't
Jeff.
do
If you
anything to
Jeff, if
Nick.
you Jeff, if you apologize, I will pimp slap you. No,
Well,
you will
first I would
not
have to know for what.
apologize.
Like, I don't know what I would be apologizing for. There's nothing that I regret doing on
Nothing.
the stream.
See, Jeff, you are very much like me to where you cannot be controlled, right? And this is what I love about you. You
There,
can you
to
can
me, there
actually,
was some manipulation going on.
Jeff, my friend, I've known you for a few years now. You can sense and smell manipulation and someone being condescending. You can smell it, bro. You're like
Yeah,
a
because I get
bee smelling
infantilized
fear.
the whole time. I mean, my whole
Yep, you're
life.
honest.
I'm
But
a 55-year-old child.
but this is the thing. He was trying to is placate a good term? Placate or not so much
What's the
manipulation, but
opposite
like
of placate?
I don't know. I don't know how to term it the best, but all I can tell you is that you could smell what was going on, and you're like,
Well, I
yo, and
just
you,
know I just knew he
yeah,
wasn't answering my questions because I was
yeah,
waiting on a response that
yeah,
made sense into what I said, and what he was coming back with was such a gross mischaracterization of what I was saying.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
total straw man, and the most bad faith form of straw man, and it was
See,
just like one after the other, after the other, after the
yeah,
other. It was
and
not a conversation, and I've had conversations with Nick Volt
yeah,
plenty. I know what a normal conversation with him looks like,
sure,
and
sure.
that was not happening last night.
That was off the rails. And then when I came up, and you see, I smile, right? And then I waited because I know he's gonna flip on me. So I didn't say anything, Jeff. I was chill, and then he just flipped out. But other than that, no,
But he
you
was
handled this.
flipping before.
I know. But as soon as he saw my
Like you
face,
just knew the moment to come in and pounce.
dude, my face was like the dynamite, the C4 on the freaking charge on the, and that was it. But no, I could have sat there and took it. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. But
I think you just
yeah,
undid all of your new leaf.
tell you one thing. That's important right there. Joe, I should go show my neighbor the Mangy plate and show her pictures of Mangy.
You going back to her? She's gonna be
I
like
should
your
go.
new. Now we have to share you with her. We
I
had you
should
all
do
to
it.
ourselves.
What
You were.
if I went down there in a couple of days with the Mangy T-shirt
I
on,
think that's
holding it?
healthy. I support you
Yeah,
having a real
yeah,
world life
yeah.
with, especially if it's that kind of connection.
She was so awesome, dude.
Plus, we
She's
get
so
all the
cool.
story, like bring back
Yeah,
the stories.
she was so
Tell her
cool.
she's a YouTube sensation and doesn't even know it.
Yeah, I'll ask her. I mean, I'll bring the phone because I have this is my tablet, right? So my tablet's off Wi-Fi, but this is my phone. This is my Galaxy, so I
This
can go
is the
anywhere with the
Mangy story
Galaxy.
to the next level. We actually get to
Yeah,
interact with the
yeah, it's
hero.
great. It's great. No, but just in retrospect, man, the way you handled yourself yesterday, and I'm not glazing you. You handled it very well.
And
You
I
were
don't
very
have
assertive.
anything against Nick, but there was some
Yeah,
bullshit going on
yeah, yeah.
his end in that conversation last night, and
Sure,
people can
sure.
watch the stream and see it.
Yeah. I rewatched it and I'm like, I think you handled yourself perfectly. And then after he
And
left,
I didn't do
yeah,
anything with him that I would not do. Anybody acted that way.
yeah,
It just happened to be Nick, but I would have treated anybody that way that was
sure,
doing that
sure.
kind of stuff.
Well, you felt disrespected, and that thing is you don't disrespect the host. And the whole thing is this,
But at the
if
end,
you
I did, yeah.
but if you're disrespecting him and he disrespects you back, but he just kept
Right,
coming.
but like
He just
I don't know how we broke down into that kind of disrespect because we never started that way.
he gets in his fifis, man. He gets in his fifis, bro. And
Okay.
that's all.
Well,
That's
that
all
I
it
could,
is.
like I said, I'm losing friends left and right. I am alienating
Yeah.
pretty much all of my close supporters, and I am owning that I can be an asshole. I can be difficult.
Yeah, of
I'm a
course.
bully. I'm like I am. I might have a hard time being my friend, and I'm
Mhm.
not apologizing for any of it. That comes with me. Just like I take all of the stuff about everyone else as part of them, and
I
I
think.
incorporate it into the friendship. I'm not saying you
Mhm.
have to tolerate it or put up with it. I could understand not wanting to, but
I think.
I believe there's something more than just that there. And
I
if
think
you
in the.
believe that too, then just let my shadow be its shadow and let's focus on all the rest of it. That's still there. The friendships are still there. I've never lied to anybody. I've never fucked anybody over. The loyalty is still all of that shit's real and the shadow. And I can be an asshole.
Yeah. Well, it's
So
called
you
being human.
decide how much of it that you can handle, and if we need to part ways, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I need to do this thing, and I don't believe. I hope it doesn't turn out to be a bad thing. I do have my doubts, but this is the only way I know right now to do it, and I can't. I've got to own every part of me.
Yeah. I think I honestly think like if you're asking me, like me and you had a couple little fights, little tit for tat fights over the years. A couple, just a couple.
Has
Never
it
like a
been
drag
years?
out. Never a drag
There
out.
were some times when you kind of
Yeah,
spurged
yeah.
out on me.
It happens. It happens. But the thing is that I always come back. I always apologize. We always make
You
amends,
do
and
always come
we go further. We go further. The thing is that that's a part of being human, But I've never ever told you I'm better than you. I'm smarter than you. I've never said those kinds of words, and other people will try to portray that they're better than you, and that's what pisses me off about people that are entitled.
But
People that
that doesn't bother me at all because that just gives me information about. I just watch. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
let me see what they're up to here. They
definitely.
think this one thing. I happen to disagree,
Oh,
but let me see how they act with this belief, and I let
sure.
them do their thing. It's always good to like. I want people to think I'm stupider than. It does not bother me that people think I'm retarded and stupid because then they're gonna underestimate me, and that
Mhm.
only gives me the advantage.
See, that's
I
a
would
great.
rather people think I'm retarded and stupid
See,
than that
people
I'm
understand.
this threat.
Jeff, people understand that if you underestimate yourself online or in the public, you fly under the radar. You know what I'm trying to say, Jeff? You fly under the radar, and then you can attack when you have to because people don't expect you to be that intelligent. When you come out of nowhere, like an atom bomb, and just scorch the earth. So you're right. You like to not saying play dumb. Dumb's a bad term. You like to play.
But I don't necessarily correct
Yeah,
people's misperceptions. I
exactly,
let
exactly.
them see what they want to see, and I
Yeah.
see where they take it.
You're like a magician. You're like a YouTube magician. It's like sleight of hand. It's like here's the rabbit in the hat. It pops out. So no, dude, look at this. Look at this.
Are you talking about words on the internet, Mangy? It does that doesn't bother. I don't care. I don't think that deeply about it.
Yeah, it's all good.
There's
So
plenty of
Jeff,
people. I already know there are
yeah,
plenty of people on YouTube that think
yeah.
I'm a piece of shit.
Well, I don't think you are, Jeff.
Sometimes I am
I
one
don't
of
think
them.
you are. I don't think you
It
are,
does
Jeff.
not bother me.
I hate to do this because you're gonna think I'm glazing you right now, and I'm telling you this. I can look directly in the camera. Okay. In all the people I've met on YouTube, you're one of my favorite people. You're my favorite turd. I can tell you
That
that.
did
You're
feel
one of
like a
my
glaze.
favorite people. No, I'm telling Jeff. I wish to
It's a
God you
little
knew that I'm
moist and
being
drippy.
honest. You are one of my favorite freaking people, dude, because you have a way about you. I can't explain it, man. You're like a fungus, man. You just can't get rid of Jeff. Jeff's always there in the background. He's always
Really?
he's always he's always growing on you. You can't get rid of him, but no, you do a good job, man. And you do.
That might be a mic thing.
Yeah.
I don't normally get that response.
Well, the thing is that you do a lot for. So you're what we call a mixed bag, right? A mixed bag is that
Yes.
you are agitating sometimes, a jerk sometimes, a best friend sometimes, and a counselor sometimes. So you have all these different things that you
And I
bring.
can be
Yeah,
dangerous
exactly.
to
But you
certain
bring these,
people, and I worry about that.
but you bring these things, and once again, we said this the other day. You're perfectly imperfect, and I think I'm perfectly imperfect. We have our
There's a
ups.
crack in everything God has made,
Yeah, that's it,
said
man.
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
There's always a
We
crack in
all
the
have a
wall.
crack in us.
That's it. That's it, man. And I appreciate you, man. I really do. And it's like I have an affinity for you, man. And people make fun of me. Jeff and Mike, they're lovers. No, no, we're not lovers.
The original cupcakes, I'm
But
telling you.
I love his ability to maneuver through YouTube. I love the fact that you can
I
switch
don't
topics.
maneuver. YouTube maneuvers through me. I don't leave this channel.
I think you're a lot smarter than you're let on, Jeff.
I went to
I think
Joey's a few times and
I
enjoyed
think you're
myself.
full, Jeff. I think you're fooling us all, bro. I think you're a lot more astute
I'm
than
the
you're let on.
ultimate troll.
I know
This
you're
whole
you're
channel's been a troll. Ha ha ha
way
ha.
you're way more
Even on
astute than you
myself.
let
I
on.
trolled my own self.
You trolled yourself, bro. You should make a channel about you trolling your own channel. You should do it. I'm telling
Oh,
you, you should.
Mangy, I'm way more than 5% shadow. Or that 5% is so
Yeah.
potent that it's blowing up.
Yeah.
I think it's growing pains. I really do. I think that the
Yeah.
people that are not r- like ready to come along for the next level are filtering themselves out.
Jeff, I
And I'm not
see.
going to waste a lot of time lamenting it. That's just the way things happen. I still love and care about every one of you. That was real.
Jeff, I see. And what I told you about the lady with the window, and Jeff, I want to be, I mean,
Does
completely
she have a
frank with
name?
you.
Can we call her something?
Her name was, it wasn't Maria. What was her name?
We
It
don't have
was
to
a
give
really,
her. Don't dox her. Just we
no,
can
no,
like
not her
make up a
last name.
YouTube
Not her
name for
last
her.
name, bro. Catalina. Catalina.
Okay,
That
well,
was her
let's
name.
call her
Yeah,
Catalina.
Catalina. Yeah,
We'll go along with the cat theme.
yeah, and we were, dude. I brought up Mangi. We talked about everything, and
Nice.
And the only thing I was worried about the whole time I was worried about is just I didn't want her son to be sad because having a teenager, you don't want
That's
him to
very
think he's.
sensitive of you.
I don't want him to think he did anything wrong because the dog bit me on the kid who was at the. And I said make believe. I said make sure you tell him he did nothing wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. And we were talking about Nicholas. We're talking about he's studying to be a paramedic. And she said that her son Michael wants to be an EMT. And I'm like, my son Michael wants to be a paramedic. It's like, yo, this is some crazy ass shit, man. Like
It's
this is
gonna be
like
Lincoln and JFK.
I'm like, yo, it's like this is wild. She goes, yeah, he wants, because he said she said one time, his granddad was sick and the EMTs came and they really cool. He's like, my son said he wants to be like he work on an ambulance. I looked at her, I went, my son's a private investigator, and he is Jeff. My son showed his ID online. My son's a private investigator, right? He's deputized. I said, my son's actually right now in college studying to be a paramedic. And she goes, my son wants to work in, EMT and paramedic. I was like, wow. It's you meet. It's like kismet. It's like kismet, Jeff. I know you want to get out of here. It's like kismet. Like you meet people randomly. And I said, this is what I told her. And I know I said this earlier. I said, if your dog didn't nip my hand, I would have never met you. I would have never knocked on your door. We would have never met. Like these chance meetings, I think are from God. That's what I think. These are meant to be. These are
Oh
things
my
that
God!
happen.
Yeah, I've met
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
crucial people. Like these people end up being like the backbone of my life through
Yeah.
random chance. There's no way I would have normally met these people
Never.
under some weird circumstance.
Never, man. But are you jumping down? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna eat something?
I need to. Yeah, it's
All
a
right, get
work
something
night.
to eat. Yeah, get something to eat.
I have to be adult.
I made chicken cutlets. I had some leftover mac and cheese, so I reheated it with some more cheddar and a little bit more Parmesan Reggiano.
You put the
And
chicken in the macaroni
no. The chicken is
as
separate.
a side.
Yeah. And this is the crazy thing is I got my son hooked on this. So we do chicken cutlets, right? We can do it either with spaghetti with red sauce, or we like to do cutlets with applesauce. You dip them in applesauce, bro. You don't knock it till you, Jeff. Don't knock it till you try it. You dip a fresh cutlet in an applesauce. Yo, it's good, man. It's really, really good. Yep, Jeff. I'm gonna get you eating cutlets, man. I'm gonna get you fattened up, brother. I'm gonna get you
I
fattened
like
up.
a cut. I've lost. Oh my God, I lost another belt loop since I started my job.
Yeah.
I went down 3 belt notches.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you fattened up, man. We gotta get you hefty again. And when I make the cutlets, Jeff, I'll be real quick. We make the cutlets with so people use panko, right, which is the plain breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
We use the Italian breadcrumbs, and I do a lot of I do garlic on top, and I mix it in there, and I do basil. I put parts of basil in there in the oil. But the thing is that it's like it's garlicky and a little spicy. But then when you dip it in the cold applesauce, bro, it's like it's the best of both worlds. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. But it's always a pleasure. I do. Jeff,
You going back and see your gal?
No. I would never go knock on her door at freaking 10 o'clock at night. No, I just met her, But we it was a great conversation, bro. It was no. There's nothing there that would ever be romantic, and it's not because she's not attractive. It's just
I never assumed there would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
She's an
It's just-
older Dominican woman.
Well, she's younger than me.
Oh, I thought she was an older lady.
No, she's 48. I'm 50. She's 2 years younger than me. Yeah.
Oh, I pictured this old black lady with a shawl hanging out her
No,
window
no,
saying,
no.
"Oh,
She's-
baby, come talk to me,
No,
baby."
come on, baby. Come over here. Come on, sit
So
on.
she's
on
like
his
a
lap.
younger.
Yeah, and she's a darker skinned Dominican. So she doesn't look
That's
black,
important.
Jeff. She looks Spanish. She's Spanish. See, she looks like a darker skinned Spanish person. But she's great. She's so cool, man, to talk to. She's so cool.
Is she a
I'll-
fiery Latina?
To me, she seemed like me. She seemed very in the middle. Like she could snap if she had to.
Yes.
But she seems like very chill. Like she's very chill. Yeah.
I mean,
And,
you qualify as fiery now, and you white.
Yeah,
If you were Latino, I
Oh,
think
my
you would definitely
old.
be one of the fiery ones, huh?
Dude, you got to see me when not Joe, Jeff, when I snap, bro. I'm sorry to call you Joe. Jeff, when I snap, bro, it's wild. I'm like, ah!
I don't know.
I'm
if
like
I've ever
Mangy.
seen
I'm like
that. You'll have to
Mangy
show me one
reborn.
day.
Oh, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Yeah. Nikki saw it a couple of times. Nikki saw it one time. I had a road rage incident where someone cut me off, jumped out of the car, and then tried to open the door. And then I had me, Nikki, Terry, and then Chelsea and Elijah were in the back. And he's trying to pull the door open, and then I was what 27, 28 years old. I get out, and he's like, and then something happened. Well, we'll leave it there. I'm not going to incriminate
Well,
myself.
how do you feel about yourself when those things happen? Because
Um,
I think a lot of men have that in them, and we
sure,
don't
sure.
want to know that that's part of what we are.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was justified in defending myself. I was justified because he was trying to open
But
my
the
door,
road rage is not. Like, that's
which
just a
is no.
psychotic
He
reaction.
cut me off. He cut me off, and then I slammed on the brakes, and he's like, he jumps out, right? And then he was trying to open my door, and then so that's like a carjacking, right? And then I opened the door, and then Terry's like grabbing my arm, stop, stop, stop. And the
So
kids are
you didn't feel
screaming,
too bad about yourself.
and the kids are screaming and yelling and stuff. Stop it, Daddy, stop. And then what's your problem? What's your problem? And he put his hand on my shoulder, and then that's it. We'll leave it there.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll leave it there. And yeah,
Well, do you have anything positive
yeah,
that you want to end on for the night?
sure.
Or you
That
can
was
send us out.
yeah. Well, I mean, that was a great
A little
interaction with
Mike pump me up.
with a random stranger. It was a great conversation. And in life, let me say something to everyone listening. And they're probably going to make fun of me for saying this, but I just want to. Oh, four-leaf clovers! I love four-leaf clovers. Reach out to random people. Just start a conversation with people. Just say, hey, how's your day going? Hey, get to know your neighbors. Reconnect with old family members that you haven't talked to. Just the connections are
You know what
everything.
we should do if we want?
Yeah.
Like, everybody go reach out in person, like one
Yeah.
person this week, and then next week, y'all can all come up and share your stories about somebody that you met in person. You can turn into a panel story.
Yeah. But Jeff, I swear, my brother, I swear to you, everything I just told you tonight, that is not made up.
I don't
It
think you'd
was.
make her, like, I mean,
It
you're
was.
pretty
It was.
creative, but
No, dude. It was profound. It was. Then Jeff, this shit happens to me every freaking day. I swear to
I've
God.
seen the wild shit that happens to you just in your backyard
It's
alone.
like, what the hell
Then
is
you have
going
your
on?
block.
Yeah,
Then you
it's
have
like,
now we have the alley that with
yeah,
the animal corridor.
yeah, yeah. But I do hope that I hope I run into Michael one day. The kid walking the dog, just so I can just say, hey man, everything's cool. Because I could tell that he was upset that it happened. You could tell he was upset that it happened
You
because he was
think?
just he was just like he's like I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. And he like ran down the freaking alley. I'm like, and I felt so bad. So like I looked, and it's like it's only like 5 houses down, right? So then that's when I knocked on the door. I was like, let him know he didn't do anything wrong, because I felt bad about him feeling like shit. Like just he didn't do anything wrong. It's not his fault. And that's how me and his mother started talking. So he's a good boy. He's a good boy. I don't even know him, but I could tell it just his demeanor, and how he was so upset about the situation. You could tell he's a good person inside. Because a lot of kids are like, yo, fuck you, yo. Sorry to curse, but it's like, but he wasn't. He was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I would feel bad too if I watched my
Yeah.
dog by itself. I would feel horrible.
But some of these kids out here, they're not like that. I don't give a shit, yo. It's like, whoa. Yeah. So anyway, I'll let you go, Jeff. Get some food, man. Get some food in you. Get some gumbo. Do your thing. Get a
Don't be
get a
gumbo.
get a
But
po get a
I'm
po.
good.
Jeff, do you like po' boys?
I do. I love not up here. I haven't really found any good ones up here, but I do
Jeff, if
love
you
a good
ever
po' boy.
if you ever come to this area, I'm taking you to a restaurant in Hampton, Virginia. It is an actual French restaurant. They have frog legs. They have po' boys. They
Shrimp
have
po' boy.
homemade gumbo. They have, and these are
Shreds.
straight up French mother effers, man. French as you can be, bro.
Okay.
So
Well, when I
it's a
do my
famous.
panel tour, which
Yeah,
may be sooner than later,
that's it. I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna
French
be
food.
I'm
I
gonna be waiting
love.
for it.
I love French food, bro. The craziest thing I ever ate was I ate ostrich. We had cranberry ostrich in an MRE one time. It was good. It was actually
Oh
good. And then
right, I remember you talking about it.
cranberry ostrich and Fuddruckers. So that we have 3 Fuddruckers in Tidewater. Fuddruckers, and you can get an ostrich hamburger, dude. It is so good. I can't even explain to you how good it is.
I've had
It's just
bison burger before.
that's my son's favorite. Do we get the bison? We get the ground
So
bison from
good.
the Super Walmart. Super Walmart. We
It's
have
like a
grouse.
really rich,
Oh my
deep
god,
beef.
it's earthy. It's earthy. It's like a. It almost tastes like a
it wasn't gamey. It was like really
deep,
flavorful beef and very
deep.
lean.
It's like beef mixed with a mushroom, like a portobello mushroom and beef at the same time. It's like that
I can
earthy.
taste the portobello.
Yeah, it depends. Like cilantro, people say cilantro tastes like soap. Like when I eat cilantro, it tastes like soap.
Oh
Some
yeah, I
people
have
say,
heard. Isn't that genetic? Like some people have an enzyme
yeah, it's
that
your
makes
palate.
cilantro taste a certain
Yeah,
way and other people
I
don't.
can't eat it. It tastes horrible. Like if I take a piece of cilantro, like I'm like chewing on a freaking an ivory bar. It's terrible. And,
Oh,
but then my
I
but,
used
but
to I
then
chewed
my
on ivory bars.
my ex-wife, she would eat cilantro all the time. She loved Chipotle. She was like a Chipotle freak, bro. All the fucking burritos and stuff. I'm like, it's
Yeah,
like yeah. But
sounds
anyway,
good.
she loved Mexican food, bro. But yeah, man, it's good to see you, man. So have a
You
great
too.
night.
We'll talk again.
We will take care, brother. I'm happy that you enjoyed my story, and that's a true story, brother. And that
Well,
happened
you do
tonight.
have a role here as one of our regular
Yeah,
storytellers. I just need to figure out how to incorporate that into
it's
all
all
the
good.
other stuff. It might
It's all
mean
good.
having certain days where you come on and certain days where other people come on and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, but I have to juggle it somehow.
Anytime if there's any time a point in time you need me to drop for a little bit and come back, I can always do that. It's never a problem, Jeff.
Okay.
I love you to death. So if you want to have a different angle, so you'd say he might come back in an hour, and I can pop off and
Okay.
come back in an hour. All right,
Yeah,
I
that's
got you,
something like
brother.
that would work. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good communication.
no problem. You
Let's
let me
go with
know
that.
whatever direction you want. I'll steer the boat with you, man. All good. Okay. All right, man. Listen,
Sounds
my
good,
friend.
Chief.
Take care. Get something to freaking eat, bro. You look skinny as shit, bro. Come on, eat something.
Apparently I
All right.
am, because my
All
belt's
right.
not even holding my pants anymore.
All right, man. I'll
All
talk
right.
to you later,
Have a
brother.
good night.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace. All right. I really do have to end it. I'm still working on the reducing the hours somehow at work without full out getting fired, or um, but not before I quit. But I really do want to start streaming. I want to put more into this channel, so I'm still gonna do the the weekly evening streams. I wish. I'm trying to grow that tier. I really do wish. I've been buying memberships myself now and then to help it grow. In fact, maybe I'll buy some tomorrow. And oh wait, no, scratch that. Okay, tomorrow is Wednesday. We're doing a members only stream tomorrow. That's what I meant to say. And so tomorrow would be members only. It's a chance to focus. You get more spotlight. There's no drama, and we kind of generate through the conversations that happen on there the content for the future of the channel. So everything really essential to the channel is starting to happen on that second tier. So if you want to join us for that, that'll be tomorrow, and then I'll do a normal stream Thursday. So we can see everybody again. All right, that's all I have. I will make one comment. I think tonight it's possible. In fact, this would be a good exercise. I might try it. It takes a day or two to get the transcripts released by the AI, I believe. They don't always show up right away. But I bet you could take the transcript and plug it into the AI and say, could you pick out the different styles of listening that you can detect in this panel conversation and highlight them? Because I think we hit on almost all of the styles of listening. The conversation went in all 7 of those places tonight. There were moments of each. And so people that wanted to, or if we have some like super spurgs that would be into it, could go back in the stream and find the specific moments that correspond to each listening style that we talked about, because all of that shows up on this channel constantly. That's why I guess it's good to be aware now of. there's so much traffic here. That's what I'm learning. There's different listening styles and needs and levels. We're all here with different listening ability. And we're all here for different types of content and with different motivations. So those three questions I ask, and one of them is, what are you hoping to get out of this channel? There's like three or four or five different categories of answers to that question, like different types of content that people are coming to get out of this channel. So when you have all of those different dimensions and variables, I need to figure out a way to manage this grand central station of possibilities. Let's call them that. Possibilities. And I am here to serve. So I do want to make sure that the people that come here and have been coming here do get what they come here for. So that'll be a problem for me to work. I like those kind of challenges. They help me become a better YouTuber and channel strategist, whatever you call it. This, what I'm doing right now. I don't either, Nibs. Honestly, don't. That's one thing I love about it. I think that's one thing that's kept me doing it as long as I have. Because when I sit in this chair and turn that camera on and hit live, I have no clue what I'm going to get or what I'm in for. The night can go in 1,000 different directions. We could go somewhere really deep and emotional and traumatic and cry, and there could be fights. We could have some wild philosophical conversation that like takes us all over the universe, and we've seen it all. We've had it all. I do too, but that is there's it involves several things. That is what I was talking about the managing the different content that shows up, because I don't want everyone kind of has to share the space somehow. And so I do want Untrackable to be able to say everything he wants to say, but I want Mike to be able to tell his stories too. And that's a lot of content competing. And people can, right now, what's been happening is people have just been deciding for themselves, like when they want to be here and when they want to leave. And that's fine. And that's kind of what this channel has been fostering, is that kind of self-determination. This is all voluntary. You control when you come here, how long you stay, why you leave. It's all good. You don't have to explain any of that to me. And that's kind of how it's been managed. But I want to see if there's not a better way to do it. Remember, like, looking for better options than just what's available. So there may be a better way to manage the content. We might have to have like story night, and Mike can be a co-host. We might have to have Track brings something very special and very specific. It's kind of a form of peer support or wisdom. I don't know, like we could call it something, but it's more the type of night that would happen if you went to like a support group or a men's circle and you brought specific issues or you talked about your week, and then people delved deeper into it and shared their experiences with that type of situation, and you got different perspectives and you could learn from it. That's a specific type of content. And Track is very good at that. He could be a co-host for something like that on those nights. And so each person that represents whatever these categories of content is, like that represents them strongly and is good at helping to facilitate that type of content, could be my co-facilitator on those nights. To Track, I like Track. Like, Track brings exactly what I was looking for when I started this channel. So He's core here as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So that may be one way to do it. Because with Zoom, they had breakout rooms, so it was very easy to have each person that had some kind of specialty to open up a room. Like one person taught art classes, one person had Spanish classes going in one room, one person did writing workshops. So each person could just spin off a room with whatever they were good at, and people could come to the main lobby, and that's where the hangout was. And then they could go off to whatever type of content that they wanted. But here, there's no way to separate it. There's just one space for it to happen in. And so you can only separate it by time or by a lot of facilitate, like in the moment facilitation. Every 2 minutes, it should not be happening every 2 minutes. Can someone weigh in on the ad situation? Because they give me the option of low, medium, and high, and they recommend medium because they say it gives the best balance of frequency of ads versus revenue. So I went with that choice, but I can tweak it up or down if it's too much. I don't want the ads to ruin people's experience. I want people to be able to tolerate it enough to support the channel and share the humorous ones with us. And I'm willing to do the dance thing when the ads play. We could start making that a thing, although it might get old after a while. We'll have to think of ways to freshen it up. Maybe it can be like a random person has to dance. And then there's some, like, I spin a wheel or randomize it somehow. And then one of the panelists has to dance. Every 5 minutes, even that seems a lot. What do y'all think is reasonable? Why don't, well, and that's another thing about the members tier is members tier, there's no ads. I don't monetize those, so they're ad free. I mean, you're still welcome to Super Chat and Cash App and all that, but I don't run ads on them at all. But I'm willing to try the lower setting next time I do an open stream, and we can see what the time, we can time that and see how frequently the low setting feeds it ads. Yeah, that's another thing, because I know when I'm watching, um, it doesn't seem like you get them that often, like every 10 or 15 minutes maybe. But it lets the content go pretty long before it inserts. Otherwise, I would get frustrated, as frustrated as you are. I would be having the same experience because I agree. Every couple of minutes, even every 5 minutes, that's a lot of interruption. And also, YouTube is supposed to start doing the thing, and I have my setting set for it, where they show the ad in the video side by side with the panel, so that you don't, it doesn't have to interrupt the panel to see it. But people are telling me that only happens on some streams or with some ads, so I don't know if YouTube hasn't fully rolled it out or what. But I do have it set to show the ads within the video. So we're building, we're growing, so it's good to like get all this out and bring it up so I can keep an eye on it. And this, we can start building better. And this is the stuff that helps the most, to know how to do that. So thank you. And leave comments. You can always email me through the website. If you're on Discord, you can message me. I'm pretty accessible. If I'm at work, I might have to wait till I get home. But I'm pretty available. So let's build something. All right. Have a good rest of your night. Not Laws You Funny. I like the GBT theme. I did notice you stepped away from the apology troll. So with that, have a good night, everybody.